boom stand for it and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I sent all of it back though, because it's my like I think it's an problem with the actual mic, so I'm just gonna buy a new microphone.
Okay.
I'm getting a NT1A, I think it's called. I don't remember.
This is like a studio microphone.
Yeah, like I have an audio interface for it and everything, because
Okay.
I want to do music. I don't know if
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
best,
yeah.
but I do.
Hmm.
Hold on. Okay. So is that all we're gonna talk about the whole time? Like, what
We
happens
can
when the
talk about anything,
conversation dies?
and we'll just
Change
We'll
the
find.
move on
subject.
to a different topic. Obviously, another topic just arose from talking about one topic.
Yeah, we just went through like 5 different
Yeah,
topics.
that's because you said the word.
Yeah,
Why?
exactly.
Okay, then start saying more offensive things. No, I'm kidding.
No.
You're
I'm kidding.
good.
All right,
No,
next
but
subject. The
That was
N-word.
supposed to be funny. Okay.
No, I know.
we'll
That's
move
why
on to a different topic, smoother than what I just would said. Okay.
Smoother.
Yeah, smoother.
All right, I'm streaming by the way.
The next
Okay.
topic
You're
is
already
Jewish people.
streaming?
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
it's okay.
all right. So the R word.
Okay, guys.
So the
What do you guys
So
think of
let's
that
talk-
word?
So why? Okay.
So Jacob, context.
Okay.
All right.
Uh-huh.
You said we were talking about a different debate. It was about like abusing kids, right? It was about your guys' uncle.
Yes, abuse.
Uncle
abuse.
South Africa abuse, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then you said, yeah, that's, and then you said the word.
Yeah,
then you guys were about
I was
to say
referring
something.
to you.
Okay. So
Why do you think it's not okay to use that word?
there's a lot of different reasons why it's not okay to use that word. Because like the main one is obviously because it's offensive for many different reasons to
I
us.
have a thin line on how I say it, though. That's the thing.
I mean, I guess like I feel like I don't know if we should be talking about this because none of us here are disabled mentally.
Okay.
Well, but it's all right because my point is that
No,
I only
that's the
say
whole
it to
point.
my
That's
friends.
the whole point. Because
Yeah, that's the point. You disagree with. Yeah, you guys disagree.
Yeah, you guys
That's the
disagree, and we said it with no disabled person around, and there was still like some offense going around. So
Yeah.
why did
Well-
you feel offended for somebody?
I mean, I'm not necessarily offended because that word doesn't offend me.
But y'all made a
Well, yeah, but I just don't think it's right to say it because it offends other people.
And
I-
I think
Okay.
okay.
you can replace the word with many different words.
Exactly.
Like,
You
No,
could
what?
say like stupid, dumb.
But it doesn't
Okay, but then you're
sound right.
referring to
Okay, but
people
listen.
But the
as
word
stupid.
isn't funny. The history
Okay,
behind it.
Hold on, pause.
I
have-
agree
have a
that it
really
isn't
good
funny.
point. I have a really good point. So Gabby just said instead of using the R word, you can use something like dumb or stupid, right? That's like the R word equates intellectual disability with being dumb or stupid. Using the
Mhm.
R word in that term equates that with being dumb or stupid. So when you
Yeah.
say the R word, like what we mean is that he's like stupid, right? Like when you say that, so when you call somebody that, you're calling them stupid, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's you saying that the only characteristic of mentally handicapped individuals is their stupidity.
I don't
Okay.
think that.
That's a valid
That's
point.
like, does that not make sense though?
It does. It does.
Because that word was used to like
As a replacement of stupid. Yes, I do agree.
exactly, and that was used to talk about mentally handicapped people.
Yes.
So that's you saying that like the only characteristic of mentally handicapped people are their stupidity, right?
What do you
In
think
a
of
way.
what do you think of like substitutions of the word then? Like for instance, I don't like sorry if this offends anybody. I don't want to sound sarcastic, but like Riri and stuff like that. What do you think of that?
I don't know. I just think that you just shouldn't say the word altogether.
Mm.
See,
Like if I were to call Bailey like
The R word.
like
or
a
Riri or
tard
something.
or a Riri, is that worse or is that just as bad as saying
feel
the
like
full word?
I feel like it's kind of just as bad because you're basically like saying it. So
Yeah.
it's supposed to be meant. It's supposed to be that word. Like you're saying it like that.
Okay.
Because like I'm just like for me it's like if you know that the word offends some people, even
Mhm.
if they're not in your presence, like so that's like saying that oh just because a black person's here we can say the N word.
Yeah.
True.
That's like saying that if
Mm-hmm.
like oh well someone who's like mentally disabled isn't here, so that means we can say the R word. It's not morally right.
Mm-hmm.
I get that.
So it's like if you know that that word offends people, And the way that you're using it is to call another person stupid. So why couldn't you just say you're stupid
Yeah.
or you're an idiot? Like there's no
But
valid reason why you can't use that instead of the R word.
But it
So-
doesn't sound right though.
okay, yeah,
And
that's not a
but
good argument. But you're comparing it like
I
they're
know.
basically the same thing. So if they're basically the same thing, then aren't you basically saying calling somebody stupid or dumb is like basically the same thing as calling
Because-
somebody the R word?
Okay, because those words were never used to label a mentally disabled person. Like what's the word I'm looking for? Medically.
So you also brought up the point where you said it's like saying you can say it just because that person isn't in the room. So are you saying talking behind somebody's back is just as bad as saying the R word or saying the N word?
Not necessarily. Those are I feel like those are incomparable things. Like a slur is incomparable to like just talking about someone behind their back.
Bailey, you have any points to add? You need to say.
I feel like I have a point, but I feel like the same
Bring it
point
up.
can be made about what I'm about to say.
Okay, then
Go
say
ahead.
Then say it.
Go ahead.
I'd never call like somebody that's mental, like has mental what like things wrong
You don't
with them.
call somebody who has like a mental illness or is disabled in general.
Yeah. But if
Yeah.
Caleb's acting stupid or he does something
Or a
stupid,
fool.
Or a fool, excuse me, but I don't know. But then the argument can be made like, oh, like the N word. Would you call Caleb the N word if he did something? I don't know. But I feel like that's a good.
But I feel like they have different stigmas about them.
Yeah.
The N word has a very bad stigma around the word, but the
Mhm.
R word really doesn't, and so that's why I
it
really
does,
only
it's just
say
not
that.
as bad.
Not
Yeah.
necessarily. It's hard like I feel like racial slurs and slurs like this are incomparable things.
Yeah, it's hard to
'cause
Yeah.
compare like
They
Yeah.
are.
they're totally different categories.
it's hard to
Mhm.
compare like ableism slurs and like racial slurs.
Exactly. So I feel like they're not like I said comparable.
Like
Mhm.
yeah. Okay. Is this topic dead?
Yeah.
I mean,
think
I
so.
don't. have we come to like a conclusion? Like, do we have an agreement?
I mean, we weren't meant.
I can
like,
I
the-
can
I
see
don't
where
think
you're
the
coming
point.
from, but I don't think I'm gonna.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from too, but I don't
Well-
think the point of this was to come to a conclusion where we all agree on saying it or not saying it. I think it was to
No,
Just to
no,
talk
no, no,
about
no,
it.
no, no, yeah, right. But like I'm saying, like so, like when you see it from like a different perspective, and when you like understand why it's offensive, are you still gonna go out of your way to say it?
I don't really go out of my way to say it; it just comes out.
Right.
I don't really say it much anyway.
Yeah, I only
I
say it
don't.
like about 2 times a day. That's it.
What?
That's not good. Oh, bro, I only say the N word like 2 times a day, bro. It's fine.
White
Like-
words,
But
no, I'm
different.
kidding.
Well, no, I'm not comparing. I'm just like using.
Yeah.
I'm not comparing like the context of the two
Mhm.
to each
So,
other.
do you think it's just a bad word in general, or do you think people who are disabled are able to say it? And same thing with like the N word and stuff. Do you think the N word is just a hateful word in general and nobody should ever say it? Or do you think it's something
But you
where,
also
like,
got to realize
people of
the
color
other
or
race.
people who came
Oh
from
yeah,
races of slavery or like slaves,
they
like,
say it
they can
now
say it?
Well,
almost all the time.
well, I believe if there's a slur that is against you, you can say it in a way because I mean, I don't know.
But what if the
Okay.
other people of the race say that it's okay to say it's just a word?
Well,
If they tell you that,
Yeah, actually, I do have a couple people that told me that. Okay,
right? Yeah, but like you have to think about it morally.
I do think it has a morally. It's just a word.
So
If
you
people take,
think so you think that you should be able to say it as a white man?
I mean, I don't really say it, but yeah,
you
I mean,
think you should
if
be
they're okay with it, yeah, I'll say it.
wait, I have a topic real quick.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Do you think crackers a slur?
Oh.
No, I
Or
just
do
kind of find
you
it funny.
or do you think that
Yeah,
you can
I
be
think it's
racist to
honestly a
white people?
joke.
I mean, I call
Okay,
Bailey
but
a
That's a
cracker
really good topic because
sometimes.
Wait,
I know
wait,
Gabby's
wait.
standpoint on that. Hold on, pause. Can you be racist to white people? Let's talk about that because I
Hold on,
know
hold on.
Yes,
Gabby's
Wait, wait,
actually,
wait,
standpoint
wait.
on
yes,
that as well.
yes.
Why are we dropping the whole Jacob thinks he can say the N-word topic?
Yeah, I know.
Well, because we're
I think
moving on to a
No,
subtopic.
no, no,
That's
no.
all.
Let's talk
I
about that.
think
Let's talk about that. Okay, we can talk about the racist and white people thing later because that'll probably feed into
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So,
we
Yeah,
We'll
can.
yeah.
come
Jacob.
back to that. We'll
Yeah,
come
we'll
back
come back to
So
that.
if somebody gives you permission, let's say a person who can say it, gives you permission
Mm-hmm.
to say it, and they don't care, do you think it's okay to say it, or do you think you would literally have to get permission from every black person or every person of color in the world to say it?
But that's different. Okay, so what I mean by if they give me permission to say it, I can only say it around them. Yes, I still think it's a bad word to use when you're around other people. But if they're in that group of people that you talk to in your social group, if they say that you can say it, I think you can say it. But that's my opinion
Do you
on it.
think okay?
Do
Is
you
the
do you
argument for that because they don't care, or is it just
Like,
Say
are you
that
saying
again.
it because you want to, or are you saying it just because they give you
because
permission to?
because they don't care? If you say
I just say it because sometimes I don't know. It's just
Hey, but you don't know why you say it, so why do you say it?
yeah. Well, because
Why
it's
do
just
you
another word in my vocabulary.
Okay, but why
Your Pokemon.
you understand the like
Stigma of it. Yes.
the history behind that word, correct?
Yes, I do.
And I'm just baffled. I'm
So
sorry.
like this can go
I'm
into the
baffled.
topic like if like me as I guess yeah, I'm definitely a white person, or like anybody in here who's white gives quote unquote permission to another person to like say a slur cracker. I guess I don't know if I don't really consider cracker a slur, so I don't know if I can make this argument, but I don't know because I feel like I've had like a person of color come up to me and say, "Hey, you care if I say cracker?" Like one of my friends, they would ask me if like they can say cracker, and I just don't care. So they just say it all the time. Is that like the same thing?
No, because
No.
it's not a
No.
slur.
Yeah,
Because like
that's
you have to think about a slur is a
Okay,
word.
what about burnt marshmallow? I heard this plenty of times in school.
That's just funny.
Yeah, exactly. But
That's
That's
definitely
not
that's
a
100% not a
but
slur.
that's not a slur.
it's not a slur, but I think some people can still find it offensive.
Yeah,
yeah, that
it can be
exactly. There's
offensive,
still
but
bad stigma around it.
There's a
yeah,
difference between an offensive word and a slur.
yeah.
Yeah.
Burnt marshmallow.
Mm,
I'm sorry. Give me a second.
Like
okay.
I just hold on. Actually,
cracker has been considered a slang insult for the past couple hundred years?
it's just an insult.
Like it's like a meme type thing now.
Cracker or cracker has been referred to as or has been referred to white people and specific, and then it's about the whip and whatever, but it's
So do you think
considered
there's a
just an
difference
insult
between the
of
A and
white
the
people.
ER?
A 100%
Do you
because they
think?
can mean two different things.
I think it. I think they're both like the same word, but I think it depends on the context at the same time. Like
Yes.
not the context if it's okay or not to use the word because it's a bad word, but like the context where like ER is definitely more offensive as is more offensive than A. They're both bad, but like I think A is more of a friendly manner.
Yeah, it's more of a friendly manner as you would say it.
I I feel like both of them are wrong.
I don't think any of them are okay.
I Yeah, I don't think either one of them are okay to say if you're not
I
a
feel
black
like
person.
I feel like
Sure.
it's like why would a like if like you're like a you want to do good, right? You want to be a good person, right, Jacob?
Yeah.
You mean
Well,
well. You mean
yeah.
well, right? So
Mhm.
why would a well-meaning white person want to say the words in the first place? Like why would you want to invoke that pain on people of color? And
Well,
why would you want to rub in the fact that you're privileged enough to not be negatively impacted by the legacy of racial oppression that the words created?
okay, that's a lot of words there. Hold on, let me think. I got a tiny brain, some might say, right, Caleb?
Jacob doesn't have the best vocabulary in the world.
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
you need me to say it again for you?
You
So
Yes,
aren't
please.
oppressed.
I know. Say it again, please.
Okay. Okay, so why would a well-meaning white person
Mhm.
want to say the N-word in the first place? Like, why would you want to invoke that pain on people of color who are offended by that word? And why would you want to rub in the fact that you're privileged enough to never have been negatively impacted by the legacy of racial oppression that words like those created?
But you could also say, Okay, actually, no, you cannot say that. Okay, hold on. I gotta think.
So
That's a
did
good.
she just stump you? Or you like? Here,
Nah.
can I bring up this topic while he's thinking? Do you think
Okay.
because back like when slavery was happening and stuff like that, and oppression was going on, or it still is, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Not just black people were slaves. There were like Mexican slaves, Asian slaves, all over the place that were still being called the N word. Do you think it's okay for those races to say the N word because their ancestors were also slaves, even though they're not black people?
Hmm. That is quite interesting. I mean, I don't really like. Yes, the history does matter at the same time, but also matters what the today's generation and the generations that are still alive to this day
Mm-hmm.
think about it. Obviously, you got some of the older people think it's offensive, and you still got young people that thinks it's offensive. But I personally, I would think most of the younger generation think it's not offensive anymore, depending on how you use it. It all
I
matters
don't.
about
I
the
don't. I
context.
don't think that's true.
I think you're switching it. Gen Z is definitely the generation that thinks the opposite of the other. Like I feel like Gen Z is the generation that's like, don't say that. If you don't fit in that category, you shouldn't be saying the slur.
Hmm.
I feel like the older generation is the one that like they
Doesn't
will
give
just say
It's
it.
just like brushing it off.
True. Yeah,
But
I messed up my words there, but yeah, that's why. But you knew what I meant in the first place. That's all that
so my
matters.
question again: are you saying like, because there were like Hispanic slaves and Asian slaves that were also called the N word? So do you only believe that black people can say the N word, or do you believe that any race that was called the N word can say the N word?
I just got a Twitch whisper. What is Milky's opinion on the fact that more white men are shot by black men than black men shot by white men?
What statistic is that based on?
Oh my god,
Oh,
yeah, I need
where the
evidence
fuck the
here.
Mac
Yeah,
go?
Wait,
yeah.
who is
What
Need
the
evidence.
statistic is that
whisper
based
by?
on?
Who is the whisper by?
Here, hold on. Let me reopen my shit.
Because okay, well, if it's I don't want to say anything yet because I don't have anything
You
to
don't have
bring
any
up.
facts.
Adeptith? What the fuck do you say?
Adaptive?
This
Adeptith?
big fuzzy
Whatever.
thing chatted on my chat said, "How do I get on the show?" And I just sent a Discord link.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, what I guess what's is that
But
real?
you guys
I'm
just
gonna
keep
look. I'm
ignoring
looking
my
that up.
question.
I want to
Okay,
go
I
back
think
to
they
what
can
Ace
say it, but also white people have maybe. But you gotta realize there's unchecked history here that has not been quoted on a book, or there's old enough people to be said about it. There could be white people that were called the N word.
Oh.
We just don't know.
I don't see that happening.
I mean, but
77. Whoa, the statistic is very right. 77% of white male homicides are done by black male.
That's not
Where are you
Yeah,
getting
saying.
that
where are
from?
you
yeah,
getting it
where's that from? Where's
But
that
that's
from, bro?
not.
I don't
That's
know.
also
Just
not saying anything about
Bureau of Justice
who kills who
statistics.
more.
Send me the link. Send me the link. Send me the link.
Yeah,
That's
but that
not.
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
that's
That's
not
not
saying anything
that's
about
like
who kills who more. That's just saying that
yeah, that's
a
just a
certain
That's
statistic
percentage
the
of.
percentage. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what the
It
Yeah.
is.
percentage of white kills,
Because
but hold on.
you would have to like you would have
I
to
don't.
you would have to compare the two together and then
Yeah.
I
like
Hmm.
know.
do
I'm
math.
looking for the statistic of white males killing black men.
Why are we talking about that though?
Because
Somebody
that
look
was
this
Because
up.
something that
one of
somebody
our
I
was.
feel like
viewers brought it up
I
Yeah,
feel like
somebody whispered
we're
it to me.
drifting away from the
The
question
main
I asked.
topic, what were
The
you
question
talking
I
about?
asked like Jacob too. Like he hasn't given me an answer to that.
about what
You guys didn't give an answer to my question.
I said.
I
What?
asked
I think they should be able to say it, and honestly, yeah.
no. I asked that whole like thing that you couldn't comprehend. Like
Yeah.
Oh yes. Okay.
so like why would
So
you
yes,
why
You need me
would
to
you
restate
think
it?
you should be able to
because
say
I'm not. Hmm.
Do you
I
need me
just
to
think
restate it?
people are as. That's a quote. I can't use that. Hmm.
Do you need me to restate the question for you,
okay,
Jacob?
yeah, I can restate.
Yes,
So
it's
Keep
you
it
said that
simple.
as a white person you mean well, right?
yes, 100%.
So then why would a well-meaning white person want to say
Say,
the N-word in the first place? And why would you want to invoke that pain on
but what if
your
it's not
color?
invoking pain?
Okay, but it's invoking pain on people who like the majority of the black population.
Can I butt in really quick?
But
So
And the majority
but
of
they but you got to realize how many unchecked people have said the N-word unchecked, and nobody's getting offended by that. You also got to remember that people have probably said it and not and offend people.
So Jacob said,
You gotta
"What if it's not
elaborate.
inflicting pain?" Right? Angel,
Mhm.
what did you say after he said, "What if it's not inflicting pain"?
I
You
oh
said,
I said it inflicts pain on the majority of the population,
but
right?
But I don't talk to
back
majority of the population.
back to the
I'm just one
conversation.
person.
If
Yeah,
he's
but
just talking to one person who said he
right,
could
right,
say it,
but
he says it. How is that?
it's a question of your morals
How
and
is that
how you
offending
are as a
multiple
Morals
people?
are checked. I don't want to hurt people, but I'm not hurting people by saying it.
You're not
Because
hurting the
nobody
person who
that
You're not
recognizes
hurting the
and
yes,
corrects
person
you.
you're
They'll
talking
in my
to.
automatically correct you. You're
social
not hurting the person
world, I
that's
haven't
correcting
invoked any
Calm down,
pain by
calm down.
saying the word.
Calm
I'm
down.
just I'm moving my hands. That's why I'm talking a little bit louder. Sorry.
you're fine.
But yes, but that's what I mean. In my social world, I have not invoked any pain by saying the word.
because I guess it's different in the context of like I guess if like one of your homies like you said to one of that's still I don't know because it's different if you just walk up to a random homie
Yeah.
in the streets and say it, but
Mm-hmm.
Because if he's
But
just
that's
saying
Like
it one
I
on
still
one,
feel like it's a question of your morals.
yeah.
yeah.
But
But
if
my
he's
morals are checked. I'm not inflicting any pain. That's
if he's saying it one on one,
Okay, but
how?
listen.
Okay,
Listen, it's
okay.
you are a white
Yeah,
man.
you can talk. Don't
You
worry.
have you have no right to say that word. You have never been you as a white man have never been oppressed by that word.
Okay, let's bring up the Declaration of Independence.
okay.
Uh,
Freedom of speech here.
So I'm not saying I'm on either side, right? You know, I'm not in this debate right now. I'm kind of neutral. But what do you think of freedom of speech? You said he has no right to say that. Freedom of speech. He can technically say whatever he wants, and also,
legally it's
how is he
okay,
offending
but morally
majority of
it's
the population if he's speaking one on one with somebody?
Mm-hmm.
If he's
It's a
speaking
hurtful word.
on
but
Angel's behalf,
Who am I talking to? Is it a hurtful word?
yeah,
All
It
right,
might
on Angel's
they
behalf though,
might
she was talking about like morally. So it might not be legally like
okay, let me
it's
just
totally legal to say it, but morally is
yeah,
it?
like
that's
listen,
true.
listen. The N-word is hate speech, not free speech.
But what if I use it as
a good
free
point.
speech
Bro,
instead of
you
hate
can't.
speech?
it's
Yes,
Okay,
yes, I
no
can.
it's
Okay.
If
a
I
hate
mean
speech
no hate
word.
behind it,
Okay, I get where
then
you're
it's
coming
free
from.
speech.
On context, what if he doesn't say it in like a hateful manner? But on the
It's
on
still
the
a
other
hateful
side,
word,
yeah,
though. It's still
it's
a
a
hateful
hateful
word.
word.
It doesn't matter. It's a hateful word. It has hateful history behind it. It doesn't matter how it's used
But
necessarily.
what if I don't care about the hateful history and I just use it?
Well,
Well,
you
then
should care.
that's just showing your privilege as a white man that you don't have to care about that history.
Yeah.
Okay, I
In
bet
his
you a
defense, we don't have
lot
to
of
care about any
people
kind of
don't
histories
care about the
or war
history.
history doesn't count, like no. But I can see what you're
There's a
saying.
lot of people that do care.
Yeah, and I'm not
Of
saying there
course, I can
isn't,
see that.
but there's also the other side that a lot
Okay.
of people just don't
In
care.
the Netflix show Shameless that came out in 2011, in
Caleb.
season 6, a teenager named Carl, who is white, says the N-word, and
Yep.
nobody on Netflix or anything, and
He's
anywhere
acting.
did anything.
But
how
still,
is it different in
it's a
acting?
word, isn't
It's
it?
still
It's a hateful
He may
speech,
be
isn't it?
acting, but
But
it's
so
not
a
hateful
lot of
speech.
people
Jacob,
don't
calm
hate it.
down. Jacob,
I don't think we
Bro,
calm
should
down.
you are
Jacob.
getting
bring up a
so
show.
heated
Jacob,
right
calm
now.
down. Jesus,
I am calm.
you're not.
You're not.
Take
I
some
am.
drugs or something,
He
right?
just gets close to his mic a lot.
Yeah.
Just turn him down.
I'm
But
literally going to.
does acting make a difference? Like, what if, like,
No.
No, it's still hurtful.
exactly? So
Okay,
how
Okay,
did
but
it,
so
you
then, like,
you
just
just
said
used
okay,
the
though,
but
excuse
but he's
saying, but
acting.
it's acting.
Yeah, I said he was acting, meaning like
He
it's a
didn't mean the
show. We're
word,
talking about a show.
but he's still
I don't
saying
know.
it.
My
But he still
standpoint
said
on
it.
this is that I don't support that at all.
Yeah,
Like
I
I don't
don't
even
support
if
that either.
I'm saying even if it's acting, it doesn't matter.
It's
Okay.
still wrong.
That's what I'm saying. That's
But
that,
They
I
what you
shouldn't
never
have
never
put
don't
said.
that in
bring
the
up
script or anything.
is it if it's hateful to most people, and obviously Netflix, the show Shameless, has showed us there might be some backlash, but there's also not a lot of backlash at the same time.
He didn't receive
The
a
show
A
went
lot of
lot,
on to
backlash.
at least
2021.
a lot. I mean, people
Yeah.
definitely brought it up, but it wasn't like
It was a
Nobody went
horrible
through with it.
backlash where the show had to get canceled.
yeah.
I'm not a fan of Shameless, so I really don't know.
I haven't seen it either, but I just know.
You just know because Caleb just said it. That's the only reason
Yeah.
why you know.
No, well, because I've seen a couple episodes of the show.
Yeah, and did you see the one where he said the N word?
Probably on TikTok. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what was the point of that again?
To show you that there is.
In some contexts, it's okay to say the N word. Is the point he's trying to
I
Yeah,
know,
and
but that's
And
not.
drive?
It's never
and
okay.
even
It's never
okay.
okay.
Hold on.
That's the bottom line.
But sometimes there's no hate behind the word, even though it
But it's
might be
but it's
considered a hate word. There's a lot of times where it's not considered
okay.
to
But
be a
you
hateful meaning.
what? Okay, what gives you the right to say that word as a white man?
I'm a human. A
When have
human
you
right.
when have you ever been oppressed by that word? Like I just said, the N word is hate speech, not free speech.
okay,
Like
Yeah.
that's just
on
But
Jacob's
I
behalf,
what gives you the
right?
right.
On Jacob's behalf, that show was widely broadcast, like all over the world, and he said it on television, and they received little to no backlash from it. So if it's offending, like majority of the black
If it's
population,
as
then how
bad as
come
it
nobody
seems,
did anything?
If we want to go back and say now hypothetically that it only offends a minority of the black population, it's still not okay because it's still offending people.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
And if you
that's the
mean
thing.
well,
That's the thing.
then why would you say that if you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings? Even if
Because I'm not.
even
Because
but
I'm
you
not hurting
saying
people.
you saying that word, it just doesn't. There's no reason for you to say that.
But it's not like my vocal cords are on a loud ass speaker broadcasting to the
Right,
world.
right, but there's no reason for you to have to say that word, especially because it offends people. And you don't know if some people that you say it to get offended by it.
I do because
Even if
I've
they say they don't,
Even if
they
they
could
say
I
that
still be
they
only
getting
don't, they
told
could
offended.
still get
3
offended
other
by it.
people.
Okay, so from what I'm getting from this, right? You two, Gabby and Angel, don't like it when anybody says it other than the people who have the right to say it, like you guys say.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
Jacob thinks that he can say it
everybody has the right
because
to say it.
everybody has the right to say it, no matter what you are, green, blue, whatever. He just doesn't care because
And I get it
just nobody
why
cares.
people care. I understand why.
Wait, if you
But the
understand
whole
why, then why do you feel the
But
need
you
to
aren't
go out of
taking it
your
in.
way?
but
You're
I
not understanding
when
the
what okay, please tell
history
me.
behind it.
I do understand the history. I've
Then
read
explain.
books.
You've read books, right? So then, even after all of that history and all the hate that has
Mhm.
come from that word,
All the
all
pain.
all the pain that it's brought
Yep.
a group of people, you still choose to say that word as a white man who's
So
never ever experienced oppression.
Yeah.
basically, Jacob understands why people
This is
care. He just doesn't care.
and a lot of people don't care that I say it, especially like to the group of people I actually talk to.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna end this because I feel like it's going nowhere, and we're just gonna keep going in circles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're just gonna keep
because
going at it.
I
It's
think one party cares very much so, and then another party doesn't really care at all.
Yo, what up, Iceman?
what the.
Sorry.
A random shout out.
I tried to mute my mic. My bad.
A random
So,
shout
can we
out.
move to another topic?
Sure. What other topic?
Child
That you
abuse.
can be racist to white people. That was the topic.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
should
we
do
were
that.
talking
If you
about that.
can.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a short
Yeah.
one.
I'm very
Um,
passionate about this one.
I think just
You can ask
because
it.
white people were the original oppressors in the beginning doesn't mean that
They
I'm not. I
can't
don't
get
even know.
afflicted by it.
Because personally, if somebody tried to be racist to me, I would probably just laugh. So I don't think I should have an opinion on this debate again.
Yeah, well, nor will I, because I don't care. Like, if it doesn't affect me,
Uh,
what? That you can't be racist to white people, or you can, or you can't.
Huh?
Bailey
That's
has an
not it.
opinion on it.
Does
Go
he?
ahead, Bailey. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
me and him have gotten in discussions about it.
Oh yeah. She said you cannot be racist to white people, and then I googled it, and it sent like in every website and every like
Google.
thing that I looked at, like
.gov.org. I mean
just
.org.
yeah. I saw one page, one
So
argument of where you can't be racist to white people, and it was on Twitter, and then everything else just said that it's technically racism. Although
Okay,
some
so
people don't view it as racism, it is textbook racism.
okay,
so
so
Yeah.
if you take the definition of the word, so it's
Mhm.
like It would suggest that it's possible for a person of any race to experience racism if somebody treats them badly for this
The
reason. even white
definition
people.
is thinking that
But
The
one race is
definition of
superior than another.
racism is like
okay, hold
treating
on.
somebody differently because of that.
Can I finish? Can I finish?
Can I bring
My
up the
bad.
Yeah.
definition?
We know the definition.
Okay, then why is this an argument then?
Listen to what I'm about to say. I'm about to make a point.
Listen,
So
my
taking
My bad.
taking the definition of this word is
Mhm.
so like it suggests that it's possible for a person of any race to experience racism if someone treats them badly for a race like because of the color of their skin, even white people. But this definition of racism leaves out the crucial element, the power structures that uphold racism. Like racism doesn't exist in a vacuum; it exists within a hierarchy structure with power at its core. So racism only works because one group has power and other groups don't.
Well, one person can be racist.
Yeah.
Isn't racism is just thinking that
Well,
one group is superior than
Angel,
another, based off of
Mm.
like a certain like
What,
discriminatory
Gabby?
feature. It doesn't like you don't have to be in
Gabby's gonna
power.
say something.
Okay, well, I was speaking.
Well,
I
yeah,
can you say it again?
Who, me?
whole thing.
Angel.
um I said like the definition of racism like leaves out like the main part of it, like the power structures that uphold racism. So racism doesn't exist in what you call a vacuum. It exists within a hierarchy structure with power like at like the core of it, the base of it. Racism only works because one group of people has power over a minority group that does not have any power. So historically speaking, white people held the power thanks to centuries of Eurocentric beliefs and structures that continue to privilege in like central whiteness. If that makes
Mm-hmm.
you understand that?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just wanted you to repeat that so
Did you
they could hear it
say? Did you
again.
say the definition leaves out a crucial part?
Yeah.
When your whole speech was about the definition, but like, if that's the official definition of racism, then how are you gonna say it leaves out a certain part?
What?
Well, can
Because
No. Well, okay, so like we'll say the definition of racism: prejudice, discrimination, or directed against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized, is the definition.
Okay.
yeah, but the way that you were explaining earlier, if I get offended by you making a quote unquote racist quote, that's still racism at its core, as you would say by
Yeah, I
our
guess that's a
earlier
fair
discussion.
argument.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
We as white Americans, have we ever like went through slavery?
No,
No.
but you don't have to go through slavery to experience racism.
Yeah.
That's not the only thing I was
No,
saying.
that's not
Okay.
Have we ever gone through something because of our skin color?
Not as a group, but as like certain
I mean, if
people
you're
have.
talking about war, yeah.
I'm just talking about like everyday life.
Probably.
I mean, I can't cross into the borders of Mexico, just like walk through because I'm white. So if I tried to now, then technically speaking, yes.
Do we have a slur against us?
I
I don't.
mean,
Not yet. I don't think.
Not yet.
I'm sorry, but no, we
Somebody's in
don't.
the lab thinking about that right now.
I feel like there's I don't know if I'm gonna make that point or
I think there's a
not.
lot of leeway here.
mhm.
Yeah. I don't know, like
Yep.
And there it goes.
What were you gonna say?
had a point, but I don't know. If I
Just
wanna
say
say
it.
I don't
Yep.
know. 'Cause, like I feel like there's a difference between like white fragility and then racism against white people.
I think it's because majority of white people don't care. Also,
White fragility refers to the feelings of discomfort like a white person experiences when they witness discussion around racial inequality and injustice. Like
But
when you say, go ahead.
I don't feel discomfort when talking about this
Right,
because
but
it,
we're talking about racism against white people as a whole, not just you.
yeah, I know, but I feel like a lot of people.
he's part of the whole.
Yeah, I'm part of the whole. I'm one in the hive
Mm,
mind of white people.
okay.
So,
So what's your
so
point?
shouldn't my quote unquote opinion matter as in a whole?
Yeah, but do you think that you can be racist to white people?
I mean, yes, you
How
can.
so? Like, give an example.
Examples.
Yeah, give a few examples.
You can't use this water fountain because you're not a certain race.
That okay,
We've
bro.
never been through
We've
that.
never
You
been
never
through that.
We've
said that
never
we
been
had
through
to.
that.
No, no, to be fair, you never said
No,
we
no, no.
had
We're
to.
talking. No, no, no. Stop. Pause. I'm saying, as a white person, give an example of a time where white people were discriminated against by a majority, by a
Like
group
in
majority
history,
in history where white people were discriminated against.
Okay. Before I
specifically
make my
white
point,
Americans.
before I make my
Yeah.
point,
Okay.
can I
go
make
ahead.
another point? I, for majority of the part, support BLM. But there were a lot of parts in there where it kind of went haywire
South.
and people started like
Definitely.
any like white owned store or any white guy in a car was just his windshield was getting bashed in for no
Instantly a
reason.
target.
That is racism right there.
And I'm not saying every person in that group did it, but that happened
Yeah.
by a big group of people targeted towards a certain race. So wouldn't you consider that racism? Hello?
Is there footage of that happening?
There probably is
Yeah.
somewhere on the
There's
internet,
There's
like all over
probably a
YouTube. Yeah.
bunch of footage
Just
of that.
go on YouTube and look up BLM riot, and I guarantee you can at least find one or two clips right off the bat.
But have you guys seen videos of that happening?
I have.
Yes.
Yeah, on the news.
Yeah,
When,
it's
when it was
News.
first happening.
Are you 100% positive that they were
There's
targeting that
no.
person just because they were white?
Yeah.
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 Yes.
How so?
Yeah.
How
There
so?
was
Because
there
they
was
probably
hold on,
because
I'll
they
put it
went
forward.
past all the black owned stores and only hit the white owned stores.
There was a point where people had to put up signs on their stores saying like "We support BLM" just so they didn't get bashed in because they were white people.
But do you have proof? Because there's a lot of videos of black people getting hate crime by white people just because they're black. But I never see videos of any other race besides white hating on white people just because they're white.
Maybe because you're not searching for them. Because
Portland protesters
my
beat
mind, I
innocent
know
driver unconscious after chasing truck during a Black Lives Matter protest.
when I have like a strong opinion on something, I'm not really gonna search much about the other side. So I'm not trying to say anything bad about you, but maybe like your feed on things is biased towards one side, so you're not getting very much on other sides, and that's probably why you haven't seen these videos.
Well, if you have, do you have any that we can see?
Not currently, because
Yeah,
that was like
no,
2 years ago.
I mean, if you would like to show us something, I'd be
Boys,
Bailey,
let's
didn't
get
you
to
bring up
searching.
something?
Yeah, I thought you brought up a
yeah,
video,
Bailey.
Bailey.
Like, I'd like to see
Hold
it.
on, let me get it back. Hold on.
Or a news article or something?
You said he was in a truck, right? And there was protesters.
But on the clip, he was stopped. Let me try to
Bailey,
find it.
didn't one of your family members get beat up at a entertainment place because he was white?
Entertainment place?
Apex?
Apex?
Didn't you say a group of people?
But isn't there a difference between racial prejudice and racism?
Isn't racial
White
isn't
like
isn't
white
racial
white
prejudice
assumptions
racism?
and stereotypes about white people do exist. But this is like it's not necessarily considered racism. It's racial prejudice, which refers to like the set of discriminatory, derogatory attitudes based on assumptions derived from perceptions about race or skin color.
I can't show this on stream because
Thus,
he's...
racial prejudice can indeed be directed at white people, but is not considered racism because of the systematic relationship to power.
Send it in the chats about podcast thing.
Yeah,
So
I'll send it in
Wait,
the chat.
would
I
you
have a
say?
question now.
Yeah, what's the
Okay,
question?
what's the question?
This is about me and Bailey's family. Was it me and Bailey's side or was it Bailey's side?
I don't know your
I
guys'
don't
family tree.
remember talking about this.
Remember, I think your mom brought it up, so maybe. I
So
don't know.
my side?
But she was saying that somebody,
I'm related to
one
Bailey
of your
from his
guys'
mom's
family
side.
members at Apex was getting beaten up by it was like around 2021 ish, getting beaten up by a group of black people because he was white, and I'm not. It was just hearsay, so I'm not sure that's why. Maybe he could have done something, but
I don't remember that. I don't know.
I was just concerned because I was concerned it was my family that got beaten up.
Anyways,
you better switch
I
sides real
couldn't
quick
find.
to
I
defend
could.
him.
I,
I'm kidding.
What?
I'm sorry. That wasn't funny. I'm sorry.
But
Um,
I couldn't find the first video that I found, but I'm pretty sure this is the same incident, just different angle.
I don't think I can show that.
Don't.
I'll
I
watch
can't
it
even
just
watch it
just
because my
me and
actual
Angel
ear.
can watch it.
Yeah, I can't even watch it. Oh wait,
I
can.
have no clue what the video is, honestly.
I'm gonna watch it on my phone.
Graphic
Yeah, I'll watch
content
it on
is
my
Yeah,
phone.
I have to because I'm already logged in on my phone.
Oh my god, why am I not fucking logged in on this? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and the clip, he just comes out of nowhere and tackles her to the ground for no reason. There was
Oh
no.
my god.
There was no prior reason for him
Wait,
to
hold
do
on, hold
that
on. I'm
to
gonna mute
her.
myself up.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute myself too.
I skimmed through it. Wait, you don't remember what I'm talking about?
No, I might just be slow.
Talk to your mom about it. She'll probably. But I don't remember if it was because it
Jesus.
was a racial reason.
Yeah,
Or that I
as
heard it was. But
as the
Guy
man
wearing the
said,
word security
yeah,
on it
on
runs behind him and kicks him in the face, apparently knocking him unconscious.
yeah, punk gone.
He has multiple bruises on his left eye.
I'm pretty sure that was his wife or something. By the way,
And
that
then
they
his
initially
back of his
tackled.
head is bleeding right now.
Yeah,
wait, while they're watching the video, I'll be right back. Potty break.
yeah,
Then
I
he's
definitely can't put this on
getting
stream.
water poured on him. Oh wait, no. They're okay. This is like yeah. Okay. Yeah, nah, that's bad. That's real bad.
That poor homie. In his defense, that poor homie was probably just trying to get home or something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you watch the video, they were saying that he was racist, and I mean, the way he walked out and stared at some of those people
Well, they were all
didn't
standing
seem
in
like
front
he
of
was
his truck,
innocent.
and in his defense, they were all standing in front of his truck. He couldn't go
I
anywhere.
don't
And I
know.
mean,
I
read the
don't.
caption.
His
Okay,
wife
okay,
didn't say anything either. His wife was just like out of the truck,
okay.
like
I don't know.
groaning about her head, and then she
We
got
don't.
tackled.
We don't
Okay,
know the backstory.
we don't know the context behind it, but I'm going to say that what those protesters did was
Yeah, I'm
absolutely not
about to
okay
read
at
the
all.
article here. Okay.
That was not okay.
Yeah, that was unacceptable, no
That was
matter what.
disgusting
Yeah, it was.
that they did that.
Babe. Hello.
Hello.
I'm sorry. That was so gross. I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah, I'm still recovering over that video. That was, and then when they zoomed up on it,
Story stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there is a backstory behind it. It's by the New York Post.
Read it, please.
Maybe try to find multiple stories of different like sided.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of news stuff is very biased.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. That just made my head hurt. That's so.
yeah, that was disgusting.
Are you finding anything on it?
Most of these websites say that it was just they were trying to drive through and they like forced the truck to the side and wouldn't move and then pulled the wife out of the car. But in the video, we
Okay.
didn't see the wife get pulled out of the car.
So let's say for this thing I'm about to bring up, can we assume that that just happened randomly, and it was targeted towards
No.
no for this
Really
point
not?
for this point just really quick. Let me explain something. If we assume that that happened to that man because he was white, would you not consider that racism towards a white person?
I've only
But
seen 2 articles that deny that he was innocent. All these other articles are saying that he was innocent.
Can you send them?
I
Can
don't
you
even. I don't
answer
even want
answer
to see them.
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
even want to see them.
answer my
That's
question?
so disgusting.
Would you consider that racism towards a white person if we assume that that was done to him because he was white?
No.
Then what would it be?
Racial
How's that?
prejudice.
Okay, what is your definition of the
I
difference
already
then
told
to
you
you?
the definition of racial
Can you say it
prejudice.
No,
again?
no,
Stigma
not the
around
definition of.
people.
Let me word that better. What's the difference? I guess.
All right, so hold on. Let me pull the definition of racial prejudice up again. So, racial prejudice refers to a set of discriminatory or derogatory attitudes based on assumptions derived from perceptions about race and/or skin color. Thus, racial prejudice can indeed be directed at white people, but is not considered racism because of the systematic relationship to power. Do you
Can you give me
understand what that
an
means?
Can you give
That
me an
just sounds like
example?
really that to me. And no offense to you from this, but that just sounds like really complicated racism.
Would
Like
It
I
really
don't.
me,
does.
let's say as an
I'm
example,
not
if I
trying to be funny
was
I
either.
told you,
Like
but like
sorry for
okay, but like the
laughing.
end was like no, you're fine. Like the difference of it is it's not considered racism because of the systematic relationship of power
What
that
does that
racism
mean
holds.
though?
You
Systematic
don't
relationship? How?
you don't understand why racism is systematic?
Okay, I kind of do, but I want to. How do you? Okay, I don't know how
Elaborate.
to word this. Yeah, elaborate. I guess.
Hold on. I'm gonna try and find like an actual
so would
definition of it
me,
so I
let's say
can
as an
explain
example,
it.
me being prejudiced towards somebody, that wouldn't be me being racist towards somebody.
Hold on. Let me. I'm trying to find like a good definition of systematic racism so like I can explain it in proper words.
Hmm.
Can I just say something?
Okay. Yeah. Oh
Go
yeah.
ahead.
You don't gotta ask.
I
Just say
I
something.
don't know if we should be talking on this topic since none of us are black.
Yeah. I'm like.
I don't.
Racism
But
is
That
that's the
only
doesn't
whole
different
like
for
reason
black
why
I'm
we're
people.
just
talking about it.
Latina.
we're mainly talking about the videos, the main subject. So
Yeah,
you have
but
every right to talk
I've
about
been thinking about it, and there is no one black in this call, and we're
Yeah.
speaking on like
Like you guys are
hate
all
crime
white and
against
I'm
black people.
Latina, so like it doesn't fit.
I couldn't hear you because two people were talking. What you say?
Oh,
it. Okay, but
I said like you guys are all white and I'm Latina, so like none of us
Well,
are
there's two
black.
Hispanic people here,
mhm.
and the rest are
But
white. So,
still,
and we're talking on
Wait,
black.
who else is like
Because
Latino
we're
or
not only
Latina?
talking about
Caleb.
we're talking on the
Oh,
dude that
okay.
just
we're
got
not
beat
only talking
unconscious.
about
Is what we're talking about.
racism. We're talking about specifically the BLM topic. It's
Okay,
not
well
just
I don't.
racism in
Okay, but
general.
if we're just talking about the BLM topic, I support BLM's like cause and what they believe in, but all of the protests that were aggressive, I don't support at all.
They could have done better, definitely. Yeah.
No, of
Yeah, that's
course.
what
That's like
that's
if the topic that we were on is just BLM, then I completely support their cause. I completely support what they're about, but the way that a few of the people, like I'm not saying the entire BLM group were like this because they were not, but the people who went about it with raids, aggression, I
Mhm.
don't support them at
mhm.
all. I just
Definitely.
support their cause.
The
Yeah.
That's
peaceful
fair.
protests were nice until they
But
weren't peaceful.
mhm.
Exactly. That's
There's
where I
a video
stand.
comparison about
Period.
that
I
actually
don't want to
that
see a
people
video.
should.
I don't want to
No,
see a
no,
video.
no, 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 no. It's not bad. There's a
No, Bailey, that shit made me want to throw up.
I
Like
okay,
I'm not
know.
even joking.
but
I know.
there's that. It's not. It's not. Let me explain. There's a
No, I
video
know.
that was on the news when the whole BLM
What
thing
news
started
channel?
a
What
little
news
bit ago.
channel?
I don't fucking remember. It's on
That
like my laptop.
matters.
Yeah,
That
that matters.
matters
That matters.
Yeah,
so
that
much.
does
matters.
matter.
That
So,
matters
can I say
so
something?
That
much.
yeah,
No,
that
it doesn't. It
100%
doesn't matter in the
matters.
subject. Hold on,
Can I
it
say
doesn't matter in
something?
the subject. It doesn't.
Okay.
It wasn't political, so it doesn't matter in the subject. But it was a video, and on one side of the street, there was like I don't want to say a couple hundred, but there was maybe 120, 130 something people with signs, like just signs chilling there on the side of the road. And then it showed like the helicopter footage of like three streets over, and they were just busting through stores and shit.
Yeah,
It
see,
was
that's not
bad.
okay. Like I feel like also a lot of people who were like with the like the raids and stuff
We're
were
white
just
people.
using it. No, no, not even just white people. We're just people that were using BLM for their own advantage.
Yeah, that's
To
true.
Yeah.
be able to raid and take.
Yeah.
Like they
Mhm.
weren't I feel like the people who did that, the majority of the people who were doing raids were not there for the right reasons.
Black or white, they weren't there for the.
Yeah,
Black,
that's
white,
true.
Hispanic, Asian, whatever they were not there for the right reasons and they were there selfishly for their own gain.
For their own benefits.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing.
Their own gains are own benefits.
Same thing.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's where I stand on that. So if that's all, then maybe we should move on.
Okay.
Go.
So, can I bring up a topic of child abuse?
Oh
Yes.
God, I feel
Yeah.
like
What's
I
your
hope
guys'
that
opinion on that? Because
I hope we
I
all
hope we all agree on
agree.
Yeah, I
one
hope we
can
thing.
I
hope
can
we
I
all
calm
agree.
can
down.
I bring up a
I'm
topic,
praying.
right? Because let's say my little cousin, right? He's 8. He bites me. What am I supposed to do back if it's not
Slap
right
the
to
shit
hit him?
out of him. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. I do. I smack him. I just smack him in the face. And usually he lets go. And if he doesn't, I smack him again. But I don't
Well,
do it with the intent to like make him ball on the
That's like
ground.
playful
I
though.
do it
if
That's
with
not
the
like.
intent to like no, because he gets mad at me. He'll just bite the shit out of my arm.
he
So
bites you,
I just
okay,
smack him in the face.
that's an issue that his parents need to teach
Yeah.
him
That's
that
not.
that's not
That's just
okay.
an issue. Period. That's
His
bad.
parents just say he has ADD.
That's cap.
Okay, well, did they
Attention
get him
deficit disorder?
diagnosed? Did
That
they
does
get him
that
diagnosed? ADD,
that
attention
doesn't
deficit
give him the
disorder?
right to bite though.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, no, that doesn't. He should be taught differently to not do
And
that.
he should, yeah, they should
Put him
figure
on a
that out.
training collar.
Yeah.
You're gone.
Put a shock collar on him, dude.
Well, I mean, if a kid bites you, then I mean, yeah, if you have to get them off of you,
Do you think there's a
yes, you
difference
Okay,
between
can.
but like,
popping a child and
guys,
beating a
guys, guys.
child?
Okay, so what are we like? What are we talking about? Child abuse
Child
is like
abuse.
super broad
Yeah.
topic.
Where's the line? Where's the line? Where's the
Yeah.
line between
That's
So-
child abuse and just
that's
like
really
Do you
difficult
think there's
because
a
there's
difference
like
between like popping your child and like full on spanking your child or beating your
that's a
child?
better topic, like parental wise.
Yeah.
parental
Where's the
wise.
line?
Okay, yeah, I feel like because there's 4 different types of like maltreatment of a child, like physical abuse, neglect, sexual abuse, and emotional abuse. There's 4 different.
Let's
Yeah.
do physical abuse. We'll talk about
Physical.
that
For now,
first.
because
Alright.
sexual abuse is probably DOS.
Yeah, so why don't we just take that out and then we'll just talk about physical
'Cause
neglect.
I hope
and
we all agree
Yeah,
on
mental.
something for sexual
I
abuse.
feel like this is
Yeah,
a good
yeah, I hope we
topic
Yeah.
to
do.
continue.
100%, 100%.
It's kind of just a sanity thing at this point.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, like,
So if you see a child misbehaving in public, and you see the dad or mother or like whatever parental figure there is, just
Neglecting
like
them?
we're talking about physical abuse,
Oh.
and you see the parent like try to like point them out or whatever, like try to get them to calm down, they don't listen, they pop them like just a quick like tiny smack, and that gets them
Like
well,
there.
then
against
I
the
don't
cheek
think
or
that
some
that's,
shit.
I don't
Do you think
think
that's considered
like,
child
okay,
abuse?
I feel like if we're talking physical abuse is repeated. Like, it's like an ongoing thing, like, and most of the time, there's not a reason.
Yeah.
Most of the
Just
time,
'cause
there's
they're
not a
mad
reason
or they're
for
It's
it. They
just
just,
angry.
like
It's kind
angry
of
shit.
like,
Or they're
let's say,
drunk.
like, let's say,
Well,
like, my dad, like, hypothetically, like, he gets mad because he runs out of alcohol, and then that turns in it's my fault, and so then he hits me. That's physical abuse because and then it's repeated and there's not a reason. But then there's also, if you want to like think about it, like, oh well, then that means like, oh, if my kid misbehaves, I can just beat the shit out of him once and it's fine. Like, there's a line,
There's a
you
difference
know?
between like a pop and a punch.
Yeah, like if like you
Definitely.
fucking knock your kid out, then like what the fuck is wrong? What is
Yeah,
wrong with you?
then there's a problem.
I just feel like popping kids doesn't really
I
teach
feel like it
them.
doesn't. I feel like it
Equate.
doesn't help.
If you're scared of your parent, that's an issue.
Mhm.
It's like a
That's fair.
parenting thing.
It
Like
can
if I had
somewhat be an
kids,
issue.
if I had kids, I feel like I wouldn't want to like beat them or hit them or anything because I don't want them to think negatively of me. Do you
I
understand?
wouldn't threaten them with it.
Yeah, like be like, oh, like shut up or I'm gonna spank you. Like, see, like
I'm gonna
it's
slap
just
the fuck out of
Like
you.
that, I feel like that's abusive.
be like,
Yeah.
wait till your father comes home. No.
Using your power as a grown adult
Exactly.
against your kid is like that's abuse. Like if you're gonna be
Yeah,
like,
because you're
if
abusing
you
your
don't shut
power.
up, I'm gonna slap you. I
Yeah,
don't
it's like
know.
abusing
That's
your
like
power. I feel
parents.
like it's that's such a hard thing to like comprehend. Like it's hard to like find where your stance is.
Parents should be a comforting thing for kids. And if a
Mhm.
kid is scared of their parents, then that's an issue.
But I think you also, as a parent, you have to have some, not necessarily control, but you need to have like like a stance over your
I think it's
child.
definitely
You need
control.
boundaries.
Well, I
Yeah,
feel like
boundaries. Yeah.
you can definitely discipline a kid without getting physical.
Oh
You can also
Just
no, of
ground 'em.
course.
you can also yeah like control your kid without
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm
controlling
trying
their
to say.
life. You know, like
Yeah.
I just feel like being physical isn't always the option. There's other ways on how you can discipline a kid.
Yeah. No, I feel like I don't know. I just could never like imagine myself hitting my child.
Yeah, that's like
Like
my
I mean,
mom
like,
raised me without hitting me, and
yeah,
I'm
same.
not a bad kid.
Yeah.
I'm
Shut
joking, I'm
up,
joking, I'm joking.
Bailey.
I'm joking, I'm joking.
No, yeah, but like I wouldn't say I don't know if this is like too personal to talk about. Does it matter if it's like my personal stance?
no,
Like when I
just
talk
don't
about
bring
my
up other
personal
people's
As
stance?
long as
business.
it's
Yeah.
TOS, you're fine.
Yeah, like okay, like I growing up, like I was raised by my grandparents because my mom was in college and my parents were divorced, but like my dad was definitely physically and emotionally abusive towards me. So like I don't know. Like I feel like physical, like as somebody who has experienced physical abuse, like who's been literally choked out on the floor by their father, like that has negatively impacted me so much in my life. And it's like why, like it's like physical abuse is like not good, so you shouldn't hit your kids. That's my
Mhm.
point. Don't hit your kids, period.
Yeah, there's
But what if
other
they're
ways.
raised like that?
I
Is
think
that
there's an
still
extent
their
though.
problem, or is it their parents now?
Wait. The parents are raised like that, or the kid is raised like that?
The parents are
kid is
raised like that.
Okay.
I
I've
feel like
seen-
if you're raised like that, as somebody who experienced physical abuse, I would never do that to my child.
Yeah.
I don't
But-
want to put them through what I
Yeah.
went.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, like my parents were like raised completely different. My mom was like, she grew up in a very strict household. Like she couldn't do anything, but my dad, his parents just didn't care. They allowed him to do anything. And my mom, she was beat as a kid. So my mom was very against that, but my dad, since he was grown up with like such a loose household, he wishes he had more authority put on him. So that's what he does.
I feel like that
Here.
there should be a balance.
Yeah.
Like as a parent, you should not allow your child to do things that can put them in danger. You have to care about your child because it's your child.
Yeah, it's your kid.
You can't just be like, well, what the fuck ever, go do whatever you want. Like
But at the same
there
time,
has,
like,
I'm sorry, there's boundaries.
you have to let them do dangerous things sometimes though, otherwise they won't learn. Like,
Yeah.
What I
Yeah.
would call is supervised danger. What the heck?
Yeah, I
Supervised
guess.
danger?
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
where you're watching
Like,
them.
yeah, dangerous
doing
things
something-
carefully, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It
Dangerous
depends
things
on
carefully.
Like
I don't
weed.
know.
No,
Exactly.
like climbing up a tree.
Exactly
Oh.
like that.
Okay, well, yeah,
Breaking the arm or something.
But you're not gonna die if you smoke weed. So
It's not
Yeah.
really
set
dangerous.
boundaries.
Like
Or like,
personally, like I know people who like their parents let them just leave the house whenever they want, like without anything at any time. I don't think that that's right. Like
Yeah, that's
as
not.
as a parent, you are responsible for your child. You are responsible for their safety. So as a parent, you shouldn't let them do things that put them in danger necessarily. Like things that are like leaving the house at 1 in the morning. Like for example. Or like going to a fucking raver or something like that. Or like a huge party with that has like drugs and alcohol. You know?
true. But I saw this
'Cause, like-
thing.
There's gotta be some moderation.
Yeah, go ahead, Caleb.
There was this. Can I bring up two topics?
Go
The
ahead.
one about the beating, right? There was this. I saw a couple of videos like this where there was like this huge child, and his mom would yell at him a bunch and a bunch, and he just didn't. He just wasn't phased. So like, if it's at that point where you can't do anything to control your child or keep them quote tamed, and what do you do when your only other resort is to beating them or like smacking them to keep them
Not
under control?
no, definitely not. Yelling is also not a good form of parenting.
Yeah.
What about therapy?
What do you mean?
If a kid is
Therapy
like
does not
standing
accept
up to their
people.
mother and like not being intimidated by any
It
parental
doesn't give
figure
a
at all,
fuck.
just doesn't care. I don't think they're gonna go to therapy.
Yeah, I
Like,
know, but
you know, like what
It
else
just
do they
it
have?
depends on like what else have they used? Like there's so many different forms of parenting. There's so many things that can be done. Like what caused the conflict in the first place? Like what were we yelling about? Just like let's make a hypothetical right now. So
making a vase.
say I'm a mother and I'm yelling at my daughter and she's like she doesn't care. But like what did she do that I'm yelling at her for?
Let's say she's constantly sneaking
over.
out. She constantly has other people over. She's constantly doing drugs in her room. You are always trying to like discipline her, point her in the right direction. She doesn't listen. You
What forms of discipline have I taken? Just yelling, just getting mad? Do I monitor her? Do I
talking like trying to
Reason.
reason with her and stuff
personally
like that.
as I'm still a child, so like I don't know exactly what I would do when I'm like more mature, but as of now, I would probably take extra precautions. I would set up cameras, like
Alarm
around my
system.
house, an
CCTV
alarm
11.
system.
What if
Not
what if it's at
necessarily.
the point
Cameras
where
in the room.
what if it's
No,
at
no,
the
no,
point
no, no,
Okay,
where
no,
no,
not in the
that's
room.
invasion of privacy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's too
invasion
much.
of privacy.
Yeah,
Not
I
in the room.
know.
I mean, like
I'm
around
just
the
bringing it
house.
up.
Around the house, alarm systems, like maybe even like Life 360,
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe even that, like something like that is definitely the step that I would take.
hmm
Maybe if you
that.
have to
That's
check their phone, but that's only if it gets out of hand.
yeah.
Yeah,
Only if they do certain things to make you lose trust in them.
Yeah.
You have
right.
to do
Like
that.
if like you can't as like as a child, as like someone who is parented, whatever, like you can't expect your parent to trust you when you've taken advantage of that trust.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know.
definitely.
So if I was in a parental position, I would use the same logic. Like, well, you did something untrustworthy, so why would I trust you? Like if say if my daughter snuck out at night, like, oh, you went against you didn't even like you went against me, right? You lost my trust because I trusted you to stay home and stay safe and do
Mhm.
what you're supposed to do. So why should I trust you to go out with your friends
Yeah.
without me? You know, like you could take things like that away. Like, oh, well, maybe you're grounded. You know, you can't leave like for the next few days, or maybe I'll take if she's a gamer, I'll take your PC away, or I'll take your phone away for a week,
Definitely.
something like that. So then in the future, she knows that if I do this, then this is gonna happen.
True.
Mhm.
And I feel like you definitely need to have good communication
Yeah,
with like your parents or your child
yeah,
and like good trust.
Instead of being like constantly like a teacher, try to get more on like a
yeah.
try to get more on
Like
their level, kind of.
I feel like as like you are not your child's friend. You're their parent above their
Yes.
friend.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like of course you're not like you like not like I don't know what word to use.
I guess a stickler.
Yeah, kind of like that. You're not like up their ass all the time, you know, but like you're not their best bud,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Like you can be
Still.
friends with your kid. You can have a good relationship with your kid while still being a parent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because comes over friend, you know?
Definitely.
Like I'm your parent before I'm your friend. Like I care about you from a parental aspect more than like, oh, buddy buddy, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like I'm not going to let my kid sneak out at 1 in the morning. I'm not going to let my kid leave at 1 in the morning and get in some random guy's car. Like
Yeah.
no. Like if like say like if my friend was over and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go hang out with this friend. I'll be back," and she left. Like I can't do anything to stop her because she's my friend.
Mhm.
Like I'll like if personally I would be like, "Well, you definitely shouldn't do that," but that's not my say. She can do whatever she wants. But if that's my child, I'm not your friend. You know, you're not just gonna
Yeah.
leave my house.
Yeah.
You're
Definitely.
under my care. I'm your parent, and you're gonna stay here. Like you're technically obligated to listen to your parents to an extent.
I think
Mhm.
in that specific situation, as long as you know where they're going and like who they're going out with, and you know that person well and you know they're trusted, I think in that situation it's okay no matter the time of day or night.
Mm,
As long as you know that they're gonna be safe.
Having
I
their
don't know.
location.
It
Yeah,
definitely
having
depends.
location would definitely help.
It depends on the situation. Like if like my friend, like oh, I can use an example. So my old best friend, she was in like a really tough situation at the time. It was like 3 in the morning. She was crying. She was on the phone with me, and she was like, "Can I come over?" And I said, "Yeah." Me and my grandmother got in a car and went and picked her up. Like that is okay, because you know where your child's going. You know what they're doing. You
And
know
it's
who they're with.
trustable.
Yeah.
It's a trustworthy situation. Something like that is okay. But if it's like, oh, I'm going out, bye. Like,
Mhm.
girl, no. Get your ass
Yeah.
back in the house right now.
But what is
You're not going anywhere.
the time of day? Like how does that change anything though?
What do you mean?
The time of day, like
Okay, but
it
like you
being
can,
three in
okay,
the
okay,
morning,
okay.
it being 3 in the morning, what is that? What's the difference between that and your child going out at 12,
Okay,
like
when
12 in
you're
the
going out at,
afternoon?
from, you can look at it from this point. When you're going out at 12, you know, maybe you're going to the mall or something. What's open at 3 in the morning that you're going to?
Yeah.
McDonald's, bro.
What are you,
McDonald's.
why didn't you
What
think
if you're
about going
hungry?
out earlier?
Dog.
What if you're hungry, bro?
Then you can then my
You
child
can
can tell me
DoorDash
that.
What if your friend
You
works
can
night shift? You're like, yeah, he just got off, so
or
we're gonna go hang
graveyard
out.
shift.
okay, but like that's communication. If you tell me that and I trust you enough, and it also depends on age too and
Yeah,
maturity.
definitely.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna let like my 12-year-old kid go out.
Exactly, because it's like you most as a child, as somebody who's done bad things, most bad things happen at night.
Mhm.
Not saying everything bad that I've done has happened at night. Like obviously, we've all done bad things during the daytime, but the majority of bad things that a child does takes place at night.
I think it's because people feel more like secretive at night.
Exactly. No, definitely. And it's like
Because Yeah.
And it's also like if you tell me you're gonna go hang out with your friend, but you don't tell me who, and you go get in this car and you drive away, where are you going? What?
Yeah.
There's no like, why don't you hang out with your friend during the day? Like, no, it's 2 in the morning. You can hang out with your friend tomorrow. Like, it's situational. Like,
So
I personally would not let my child leave at that point of time with somebody that I don't find trustworthy. And if they don't have like a thing that they're going out to do, like, oh, we're just gonna go hang out. Like, go hang out and do what? You know?
so with these boundaries, would you let like your teenage child like disregarding vaping and cigarettes and stuff? Would you let them like smoke weed and drink and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, bro. Well, okay.
Bro.
Okay. Smoke weed. Yeah, totally.
I
My
think at a
supervision
certain
though.
age.
No. Like not like my like 13-year-old daughter. No, no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I feel like there's definitely a cutoff. I feel like
I think 16, good age.
15, 16, yeah.
That's when
Definitely.
you're more mature, and
And
that's like
also
the age
in
where you can drive and stuff.
smoking weed definitely would be monitored. Like you would
Yes.
have to be with me or a trusted
I
adult.
mean,
You're not what?
it's not like smoking makes you do like crazy stuff though.
No,
It's
but
not
it's
It
crack.
doesn't
but
it
it's
doesn't
it's
take over
not
your
like
brain.
that. It's not like that. It's like if I let my kid smoke weed and I say she goes out to smoke weed with her friend. I don't know where she got that weed. It could be
Right.
laced with
Yeah.
fentanyl. It could be laced with fentanyl. It could be laced with anything. And my
That's why you
child
give them
died.
your own.
My child died, and I allowed that, right?
Yeah, that's true. And
But
then
like if I don't monitor it, I don't know whose weed she smoked. Even if I give her weed, I don't know
sure.
whose weed she's smoking. She could smoke weed with anybody. She could, and weed is a gateway drug. And if it's not monitored, and also, your brain is not fully developed until you're 25.
Yeah. And
I would,
it can mess up your development in
yeah,
your brain.
I would not allow my child to smoke weed every day.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no.
No, because like, and like, I'm not gonna just let my child go smoke weed with her friends every day because I forget what it's what lobe. I did a study on this. I know what it is.
Frontal.
Yeah, no, yeah, maybe. Mm,
So I saw this video, right? And it was this dad. He has really good communication with his son apparently, and his son told him that he was gonna go to a party on this date, and he has never like been to a party before or really drank before. So this dad sat down with him and had a few drinks with him, so the kid could test what the so so the kid could like test out his limit of alcohol. Do you think that's like a responsible thing to do as a parent?
yes.
Just let your kid drink and find
100%.
their own
Yeah.
limits. Because he was there to
Definitely.
monitor him the whole time.
Yeah,
Totally.
100%.
Yeah.
I fucking hate my son.
I think as long as it's being monitored by like a trusted adult, it's okay.
Like, just like all of us. Have you never been slipped a drink by an adult just to like try?
I
Oh,
haven't.
100.
I have been given a drink in the open by an adult to
I
have
have.
myself.
I have.
I have.
I have.
Bailey.
Dude, where the fuck? What
He's
It's
going
probably
through it
this.
right now.
So
What
like, have you ever been with adults that were drinking and they let you have like a sip of their beer?
Yeah.
Exactly. See.
I'm.
Because like,
My bad. I wasn't.
but I
thinking
think
the rest
the
of the
amount
conversation.
like has something to do with it too. Because they know like one sip isn't gonna do diddly squat to you. They're like, oh, you'll be fine after this.
Right.
It's not like one sip is gonna like explode your mind and you'll have your third eye's gonna open or anything. No, you'll like your liver's not gonna fail after one sip of beer. But I think you're like 16 and you're out there with like some family members and they're just handing you bottles and you're just pouring your own shots and stuff like that and you're getting like wasted out there. I think that's pretty far fetched.
Oh, that's not okay. I mean, like
Like,
a
even though they're
monitor.
there to monitor it, and like I think that's
Bro, that
still too
happened.
far.
That happened with my tia Malena
Oh.
on my 14th birthday.
Like that happened to you.
Yes. Yes, you know, because she was drunk out of her mind and she just kept handing me alcohol and she passed out, bro, and I was still going.
Like,
I know, I thought it was bad. I threw up everywhere. I was in the I don't remember it at all, but I was on FaceTime with my friend Janelle, so she told me everything that happened. Like I was wasted. I fell in the bathtub and I smacked my head off the back bathtub and I was bleeding everywhere.
Oh Jesus.
And I called this guy and I told him I liked him, even though I barely knew him. I don't know why I did this. I told him I liked him and he was like, "Oh," he told me this. I remember this. He said, "Sorry, I can't limit myself to just one girl." I was
What?
so upset. I sobbed for 4 hours on the phone with him. I just kept crying and crying and crying. And then I threw up all over myself. Yeah, it was not
I feel like at one point you have to have like self boundaries too. If you're like, I'm not saying you weren't responsible, but if
Oh
you
no,
are
I
in,
definitely wasn't responsible. I was
if
also 14 years old,
if
so
you're in the right mindset and you know that you're responsible and nobody else is gonna set limits for you, at one point you need to set your own. Like, in during,
definitely.
I just came
But
back
like
from vacation in Texas, and if a family member offers me like a drink, right? Yeah, I'll take like one or two, but if they keep offering me, I'm not gonna keep saying yes just because they're handing it to me. And
totally,
like,
but
oh,
like
they're an
that's
adult,
also
then it's okay, yada yada.
but
No,
like we're looking at like it from a parental view because we're talking about child abuse, you know?
I think we moved on from.
Mhm.
100%.
Kinda.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Do you want to steer back towards that? Because we were gonna talk about the different forms of like we talked about physical.
I thought we agreed that that was like that's a very broad
No,
subject.
totally.
I mean,
No,
like,
yeah, yeah.
I
We
think we
talked
all
about
have
physical.
a similar agreement on sexual and like mental abuse too.
Emotional and neglect. Well, okay. I feel like we would all agree on what neglect is,
100%.
pretty much. But like,
Yeah.
what do you guys think emotional abuse is? Because
Telling them that
really
you're worthless.
that could be really broad, and it depends on the child as well because it depends on how sensitive they are to things.
If they're weak or not.
If your kid's super
Yeah.
sensitive and you just tell them like, "Oh, you smell, put some deodorant on," and they cry and shit about that, then that's different. But if you're like, "You're worthless, you're never gonna be fucking anything," then that's
But what
fine.
about
Like
like,
that.
Gabby,
That's
check
let's
your
say
DM.
it's a little boy, right? And this somebody's just like just talking down to them really bad, and then they start crying or they're getting emotional, and they just say, "Man up." Is that
I
that's
think that's not okay.
is that emotional abuse or is that like mental?
I I think emotional and mental abuse can are virtually
They
the
combine with
same.
each other
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. I feel like that's definitely like why are you putting that stereotype of man up
Yeah,
on like a child? And
definitely.
why also this can tie in with like woman rights. Why is a man expected to be stronger than a woman mentally?
Hmm. I think that
Like
can be bad on not just saying that men are stronger than women. I think it can also be bad towards like men too,
yeah,
because
like a
men
Yeah, yeah, that's
child.
what
Yeah,
are
Angel was trying to
they're.
say.
Oh,
that's what
sorry.
I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, it's
Like,
like, well, why as like say like hypothetically, like as a man, in quotation marks, pretend I'm a man. Like why am I expected to be stronger mentally than a woman? Like
yeah,
why do I have to put myself through that to be like why are we putting that stereotype into our child's heads?
yeah,
A
Especially in
lot
a
of people
time right
say it's
now.
no, no.
I was gonna say, especially in a time right now when everyone is pushing for equality.
yeah,
I think it's maybe some people think because historically men have always tried, like not tried to, but they've been more mentally stable and physically stable.
That's not necessarily
Or
That's
true.
they're
historically.
always
I'm not talking
expected
about
to be like the
yeah.
No,
top,
yeah, yeah, they are,
like
yeah.
the leader almost.
But
Mhm.
I feel like as a new generation, we should be the people that try and break that
yeah,
stereotype because
But
that's not.
what if people still want that though? Like I'm not saying I still want that. I'm just saying in general, like if a
Way to tell
family
us how
is
you
like
really feel. Really?
I'm not no for real though. I'm not saying that's where I
No,
stand.
no,
I'm
I
just
know.
saying
I'm making a
there's
joke.
some people that make that argument. Like
yeah,
I, there was a video, fuck, I,
I got
I think
socks
Caleb
on
was
my
in
hands
it.
right now.
Then like
I
if
don't know if
you
oh,
think
Caleb was
about that, that comes into morals and how you morally feel. Like I don't know. I could never stand for that personally. That's their opinion. Like I can't do
in it.
anything to change that. I can only tell my opinion and hope that they change for what I think is the better. But I don't know. I just can't imagine a woman of our generation wanting to be less than a man.
yeah, yeah,
I I don't know. Like I know there are women who are like that. I do know.
Yeah,
There are women who
there
are like
are women like
there
that.
are, but I can't understand that. I can't comprehend
Yeah.
Mhm.
My opinion. I
Like-
think everybody should try to be stronger than everybody.
exactly. I feel like you yeah, that's such a good point, Caleb. Good job. I'm so
If
proud
you're
of
built,
you.
you're built. I don't care like if you get a dick or not.
It doesn't even have to be with like physical
Exactly.
strength.
No,
Like,
like
with anything.
mentally. Cuz like biologically men are stronger than women.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But that's
physically.
like
for sure.
biologically, physically, they are stronger than women. But that's always not necessarily true. There are women who are stronger than
Oh,
some men.
100%.
Yeah.
I think it's more
Exactly.
like biologically men like gain muscle
Are
faster.
built. Yeah, like
Yeah.
how they're biologically built.
Men
And they
can
could-
gain more muscle.
But then I feel like when that like general knowledge is put into arguments like these, well, it's like, oh well, that means all men are stronger than women physically, which is not true.
Yeah.
And
There's
Bro.
some.
I feel like
But
everybody in this call knows
one
that.
arm, yeah.
Yeah.
But also, women are strong by being able to produce a child.
That's a different type of strength, though. That's not like bicep.
Yeah, I know,
that's
but
like
but if
But
we're
we're
talking
but
about
yeah, but
equality here,
no, yeah, but that's a good
that is a good
that's
argument, though.
that's a that's a
Other, like,
form of strength.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but if,
I think
if we're
Mentally.
talking about equality here, I feel like that should be coming to play because that's what women are. Not saying they're best at, but that's what they're good
Oh.
at.
That's what
That's what
I think that also has to
What
do
are you
with like
saying?
the man up thing.
female.
I think saying like man up
Dude.
is like almost saying the same thing as like you're a woman, you're expected to be like
Yeah,
the housewife,
definitely.
you're expected to carry the child, you're
Yeah.
expected
That's like
to
saying man up is equivalent to saying go back to the kitchen.
Yeah, basically. That's like the
In a
same thing.
way. In a way, they're
Housewife.
very similar.
So,
Because it's a stereotype that shouldn't be used. It's old.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
Definitely.
needs to be taken
100%.
out.
Or like act like a woman.
Yeah.
Or like what do they say?
Like,
Sit like a
Like-
woman?
yeah, sit like a woman.
I've never
Have you
heard
never
of that.
heard that?
No, never in my life.
Never.
I
You
have.
haven't?
ladylike.
Really?
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, be
Like
ladylike.
yeah, be ladylike.
Be
Oh,
ladylike.
yeah.
Like
Oh,
if
I heard that.
if
I
you're
heard
wearing
that.
something like maybe a little revealing or like too short of a skirt, wow, you're so unladylike. The fuck does that
I'm
mean,
not completely
bitch?
like.
Like
The
you'll
fuck
see
does that mean?
you'll see like
What does that mean?
a lady
do you mean?
working as a blue collar worker and she's getting dirty or whatever and they're like, oh
Yeah, be ladylike. I hate that. That's so disgusting. Dude, if
I hate that too.
if I feel like I could only picture an old man saying that. I'm sorry. If any old man came up to me and said, "Be ladylike," I would pull out the blicky, bro.
You're not the blicky.
Whoa.
I
feel like-
would
That's like a big
pop
thing in
him.
cars too.
Well,
Like a lot of
I'm just
people don't like expect a lot of women to
Women
drive like
to-
big muscle cars and stuff because it's a big stereotype where it's just a
Oh, but
bunch
that's
of
Yeah.
so
men
fun.
driving
Like-
I'm
muscle.
not saying women are
I-
the best drivers, the fastest drivers, but there's some pretty fucking good women that are good at fucking driving. but
Facts.
Well,
There's also some
Are
that
you seeing
are
Letty?
I don't know.
fucking
I feel like there's like a big stereotype that women like don't know anything about cars. Like
Yeah.
there are a lot of women who know,
yeah.
like
men
Bailey.
mansplaining everything.
When Bailey found out that I could drive stick shift, he was like in shock, and I was like,
I showed you the picture. I showed
But-
you a picture of a piston, and you didn't know.
Do you
what the
think
fuck
that's
it
really
was.
Bailey's fault though? Because that
no,
stereotype was driven in his
no.
brain.
I'm not like I'm not saying that was like him being prejudiced against me
Well,
at all. I'm just using it as an example of how it's like modernized.
Yeah.
I would be shocked if anyone can drive six shift. That's pretty hard to
Stick
learn.
shift is kind of easy.
You know, I'm
difference,
just
though?
better.
See the
I'm
difference?
just so
Stick is
much
pretty
better.
easy.
It's pretty hard to learn.
I don't know. I wasn't
think
that
you did- I
hard.
think
I
you just
started
suck.
on it.
Well, that's my stepdad is trying to teach me
I love driving
first
stick.
like that.
It just keeps me engaged.
I mean, if you learn stick shift, you can easily
can drive
automatic.
anything.
Yeah,
you
you
can
can have
drive
any
anything.
car. Yeah,
That's
but
my whole thing. Learn
I don't
learn
know.
how to drive stick shift first, and you're basically going to be a good driver off the start.
Yeah.
like I know how to change a tire now,
I said
guys.
basically Bailey, okay?
You gotta
I
like
can change
jack
it
up the car. Wah.
You put the car up, go. Like fucking what?
My grandpa's gonna teach me how to change my own oil, so I'm gonna know how to do everything.
So you put this
Take
pan
stick
under the
out of
car.
thing,
You
put stick
try to
back.
take the screw off without getting oil all over your hands, and then like boom, take it out. You let it all
I will
drain.
give you my PayPal account information if you're able to yank the plug out of the
Hey,
while
why are we
I'm
talking
having
about
any
this? This
oil
is
in
so off
This is so
topic.
off.
This
Weren't
is
we talking
so
about
Just
like
we were just
abuse
talking
or
about
something?
talking
Yes,
about
we're
stuff.
talking about abuse and somehow we got to changing oil.
See,
It's
but
my
that's
fault.
is that really a bad thing though? Because that's how conversations work. You kind of like move topic to
No,
topic.
no, it's just, and
Branch off.
it was just, it's just comical.
We
is
don't have to
all.
stick on topics. We're just having
No, no, no,
conversations.
no, no. I'm not saying we
Mm.
should go back to it. I'm just saying it's comical that we went from like talking about abuse to going about
Yeah.
oil
What
to
do you guys
changing your
think
oil.
of comedy? Like people who make like racist jokes or and
That's
stuff like
not
that.
funny.
That's
Yeah, it's not
big.
funny.
I think it's disgusting.
Yeah, there's nothing funny
Are there
about.
certain things that you think we shouldn't
Thing
joke
is,
about?
I think like if I was a comedian and I made a like racist joke or a sexist joke or whatever, but there's thousands of people in the room that laughed at it, I wouldn't give a shit. But if I was
I don't
like
know.
I think it also has
comedian
to
and
do
I
with an
made like a
ego thing.
sexist
Like if I was a comedian and I made a racist joke and people were laughing, my ego would probably be boosted. So
Totally,
I
but
wouldn't
like I
care anyway.
also, but like
if people are
personally, I
laughing,
just
I
feel
think
like
it's
it's
okay. If people
unmoral.
think it's funny, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
I
People
like I'm just
also.
saying personally, I don't find anything funny about it. I think it's unmoral and disgusting. Even if you're talking about your own race, I feel like it's just like, bro, why
Yeah,
are
that
you
think
it,
like
dogging on your own
yeah,
race?
some
that's
days
Why
I'll
are
be
you
like, oh,
putting
that's
that
kind of funny, and then I'll look back other days and my
and be like,
moods
yeah,
change, and I'm
no,
like, yeah, that's not that funny.
exactly. See, like it's a morals thing. Like
Some days I'm being
I don't
goofy,
know.
sometimes.
I mean,
So, are there certain
never.
things that you think we shouldn't talk about, like joke about specifically, like specific topics?
I mean, it like just racially speaking or in
Just
general.
anything in general.
Everything
I
like
feel like you
emotional
shouldn't.
abuse and abuse.
Oh, I don't think you
Abortion.
should. I don't think you should joke about anybody's past trauma.
Oh yeah,
or just don't joke about stuff that people can't control.
yeah,
Yeah, like
There's a
definitely.
they're like
certain part
I feel like
Like facial features and stuff like that.
that's
yeah.
Or
debatable for
like
me.
your race.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
Yeah.
okay. Race is
Things that couldn't be
but
changed
all
in
the
like
other
5 minutes.
No, like
No, not even
I
that. Cause
feel like
like if somebody comes out here and they're feeling really good about this suit they have on, and you just like joke it,
dog on it, yeah. And then they
that's
like joke on it and be like, ew, that looks bad on you. And then like that's happened to me before. Like
yeah.
I remember I was going to the formal and I had on this really nice dress and I really liked it. And my friend was like, oh, that looks a little weird on you. And it was a joke, but I was like, it made me feel bad for like almost the rest of the night. I was
I
really
feel
upset.
like a lot of jokes aren't complete jokes.
Yeah, no.
Like they definitely
Dude,
have some meaning
I
behind them.
disagree
Yeah.
on some of the
But
stuff.
yeah, like
But like
a
Me and
lot of
like
Angel have
jokes, like
witnessed that
but
the
low key
past couple days ago.
looking back on those pictures, bro, I look fine. I
but
was looking that
I
day.
joke my friends sometimes like they get a new haircut, their haircut looks completely fine, and I'll be like, dang, that shit looks ass.
Yeah.
Just
But
as a
I
joke.
don't know,
in an
I
argument,
feel
there's a
like
point.
I feel like almost everybody's guilty of like making fun of a person for like stuff they can't control. Like even if it's as a joke. Like even I've been like, bro, shut up. You're ugly. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like even I've done that. But it's
I've done that a lot of times in my day. I know that for sure.
But there's a
damn.
point in an argument about that though. Like, if you're just joking with your friend, like, yo, you look stupid as shit, like that's just jokes. But like once somebody comes, because there's a
It
point in an
depends on your
argument where you're
connection
not
to that
like,
person too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that's a
definitely.
random, that's a
And
random person.
consent, I guess.
If there's a random
Hey, you
person,
mind if I
there's a
dog you
line.
really quick?
There's a line. Like once you cross the line, anything goes. Like for me, once somebody says like a certain
Yeah,
type of
Bailey,
thing,
we
everything.
know. Yeah, Bailey, we
And a
know.
lot, no, Angel, but a lot of people are like, because
I know.
there's no repercussion most of the time.
That's kind of how I am too, honestly. Like once somebody comes for me, like it's
Well, you
over.
already came for me, so like
Shut up, Caleb.
I did. Okay, I didn't get it. Oh my god.
No,
I
no,
was
go
gonna
ahead.
say like they already like came at me. I guess I should say. So like,
Oh,
why should I
oh.
not
No,
like
yeah.
go?
Like honestly, I
Jesus
feel like it's
Christ.
morally not right, but at the same time it's like I still do it.
Mhm.
It's like you shouldn't have came at me, and maybe I wouldn't have done
Right.
this to
I
you.
don't know, like I feel like cuz like I definitely changed a lot as a person since this happened, but there was this one kid in like my middle school who like called me fat, so then I literally dogged on every feature on his face. And I kind of feel bad about it now, but like bro, you shouldn't have came for me. Like
Mhm.
sit
Definitely.
down. Like he you like cuz like I've been insecure about my weight my whole life. Like not only because I'm not overweight. I'm a normal weight for my height, but like just what I've been through with it is it's a lot. And I feel like that can go for anybody. Like you don't know what a certain person has been through before you make a comment, right?
Definitely.
100%.
Like I wrote a whole speech about how like insecurity is made. It's not like you're not born with insecurity. It's made.
Hmm. Definitely.
Like you don't just look at yourself in the mirror one day without like the first thought you have is like, "Oh, I'm fat." But you've never thought that thought before, you know?
Mhm.
Somebody put that thought in your head.
Yeah,
Like
until
be
like
it be it even be it watching a video of like someone's like a skinny model and everyone's commenting on it.
yeah,
Oh my
like
god, like
unrealistic
I wish I
standards
looked
and
like
stuff.
you. Yeah, like oh I wish I looked like you. Like oh my god, I wish I was skinny. Blah 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 blah. Oh my god, your body's so perfect. And then you look at your body and you don't look like that, and it's like oh,
In
like
reality, she went
why?
through like 20 surgeries and fasted for 2 whole years or whatever.
And it's not even that. Like people should be proud of their bodies, of course, but like I don't understand why we have to have such an unrealistic always it's
Or
our beauty
compare in
standard.
general.
Our beauty standard is always changing.
And
Have you seen
Like you'll
China's
never
beauty
live up
standards?
to it
China's
ever.
beauty standards are fucked.
Whose?
China's beauty
Oh, like
standards.
China and Korea. Yeah,
Their beauty
yeah,
standards are fucked.
it's
Like
not
yeah,
like underweight.
okay.
If you can't
yeah,
fit a
it's not.
ruler around your waist, like you're ugly, you're a fat bitch, and everything, dude,
No,
it's fucked.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
And that's bad.
I
That's
just don't get
it
why
is so much
it's
worse.
become like a normal thing to like compare people's bodies with other people's and stuff.
We're all built different.
Honestly,
Like
Exactly.
actually, no one is built the exact same.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm looking at that speech I wrote right now. I spit some facts.
what are some
Anyway,
facts that you spit?
Yeah,
no, it's
let's hear
really
something.
long. It's really long. It's like a
Let's
five
Okay,
minute
hear a
then
speech.
cut
couple
it,
of little
Yeah,
cut
I'm
it
not
down to
gonna.
the very important parts.
I don't know. Like because like my topic was my three favorite quotes,
Hmm.
and originally like my plan was to like I was gonna dog on this kid in my class and like because he called me like an ugly rag of cum, and he like sent me like 6 paragraphs just dogging on everything about me, like calling me fat, calling me ugly, saying like I was a slut, calling me a whore, telling me to kill myself. So I quoted something from his paragraph and he was in our class and my teacher found out about it, so she made me rewrite my entire speech. So then I kind of like rewrote it as like something like body positivity, I guess, or like it was mostly about like beauty standards and how you view yourself and like insecurity.
Mhm.
So like I talked about like here, I'll read like a little bit of it. Mm. I said most of us feel secure sometimes, but some of us feel insecure most of the time. The kind of childhood you had, past traumas, recent experiences, or failure or rejection. Negative beliefs about yourself or others, perfectionism, or having a critical parent, partner, or friend can all contribute to insecurity. In fact, insecurity is a social issue with psychological consequences, not a psychological issue with social consequences. To prove this, we can look at the fact that there's a constantly changing beauty standard, determining factors to identify if someone is considered beautiful by the majority of the population. And then I listed like a few things. I said, but what makes these features any better than the others? The answer is nothing. Nothing makes them better. Society has made us all believe that these features are better than other features. And if an unreasonable beauty standard didn't exist, then in theory, insecurity wouldn't be a thing. Insecurity wouldn't exist because we would all be under the impression that all features are beautiful. The beauty standard is so toxic to our society that even people who have all of these features are insecure because there's always something that someone points out or something that they could do that's better. In any case, the roots of insecurity are often found around us and not within us. Insecure people are made, not born. Yeah, that's kind of it. And then I also talked about how like insecurity is made like through people projecting onto other people, like their own insecurities onto others.
Like if somebody walks around who is built like the same way as another person, and they're like,
Like dogs
wow,
on them. Yeah.
or they're dogging on themselves. Like let's say me and somebody else who are like built almost the exact same, like our bodies are built like the exact same, or like the same height, and I'm like, wow, I think I'm like really overweight, and that person is like the same weight as me, the same height and everything. Then they might be
Yeah.
thinking now, oh, we're
Oh
kind of
yeah,
similar.
totally.
Well, maybe now I am.
Yeah, and like people like target aspects of someone that they feel bad about within themselves. When someone is projecting their insecurities onto others, it will often be like a message that's unrealistic or untrue.
I don't feel like that's always true, but most of the time it is.
What do you
'Cause-
mean? No, no, no. I'm not saying that it's always projecting, but
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah, I know,
projecting is a real thing.
Yeah, of course it is. I'm just saying. Most of the time it is, but not every time.
No, 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 no.
Because like, say I'm obviously not. I'm not trying to boast, but I'm obviously not like big or overweight. But if I make fun of somebody for being big or overweight, that doesn't mean I see myself as big or overweight.
Yeah,
Or if
but like,
or if I am big or overweight and I see somebody as skinny and I call them a twig or some shit, I'm not calling them
no,
that
no,
because I
no, no,
think
no.
I'm a
Yeah,
twig.
no, but it's also like a lot of times when it does happen is like because people are trying to boost their ego and make like themselves feel better. Like
Mhm.
even if you don't see yourself as like fat and then you call
Yeah.
a fat person fat, like that could still be boosting your own ego because it's like, oh, I have muscles, I'm built well, and this person's fat and ugly, and I'm better than them, you know.
Mhm.
And like pointing out those insecurities in someone can be making yourself feel better about yourself, which is
So,
another form of projecting in itself.
so what do you
Does that
think
make sense?
of? Let's
Sorry, go
say,
ahead.
let's say this overweight person likes this like person who's more on the skinny side, and they get rejected because the person said that they were like too
Too big.
overweight because like them being overweight isn't their type. Do you think that's being fat phobic because they didn't like them just because they were overweight?
That's a good ass question. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie, that's a good
that's a
ass
good
question.
question. That's a really good question.
Damn.
Because they can't
It
help it
really
if they're attracted to them or not. You know,
Because damn.
that's a really good
like it's
question.
not like, oh shoot, I just found out about like people being fat phobic and stuff. I'm gonna
Okay,
change my whole type in women or men or whatever you're into.
but I don't know. It's like if you're not physically attracted to somebody, be it because of their weight, because of their features, whatever. Like if you're not physically attracted to somebody, then that's not your fault. You know, like you shouldn't have to think about that necessarily. Like it should just be like it's not because they're fat, it's just because you're not attracted to them.
Mhm.
You
But
know?
then the person that you might have rejected because you aren't necessarily attracted to them because of their body weight, they might think it was because of their
Right,
body
but
weight, which is not your
that's
fault at all. I'm just
no,
saying.
no, no, yeah, but that's like I feel like that's not really like a point though because that's not like that can tie in with like insecurities are made. But insecurities are not always made by other people on purpose.
Mhm.
Like you don't always mean to make somebody feel insecure.
Definitely.
Yeah, of
Like you
course.
could just like you could be with your friend out at the mall and they look like they try on this outfit and they look really good in it. Like their body looks really good and then you look at yourself and it's like, "Oh, I don't look as good in that outfit." That's not their fault, you know, but that's still an insecurity being made by a beauty standard.
Yeah.
Or
Because
like,
the beauty standard in turn is being skinny
mhm,
and having like a snatched waist and big hips whatever and you think that you don't fit that beauty standard. So in all, the beauty standard is the issue. Because
Some
if we
people's
like
standards are different though. Like some people have lower standards, some people have
no,
like
of
really high
course.
standards.
And it's like the beauty standards is like it changes constantly.
Mhm.
It's never a set thing.
Mhm.
Like one day it can be like super skinny people and the next day it can be like thick curvy woman, you know?
Yeah. I,
Like it's
s-
always interchangeable, so there's no way that you can always perfectly fit the majority, like the beauty standard.
I saw this thing on TikTok where this guy was talking about how he likes to make fat people insecure about their weight because it will help them
No,
try
no,
to
no, that's
lose weight.
fatphobic. That's fatphobic. No.
Yeah, but in the end, what if that doesn't help them? What if they just like develop an eating disorder or something like that?
Exactly. Yeah, that's fucked. That's not okay.
Like when you're doing that, you're just assuming that
Yeah. Like I
like
agree with you 100%. Like
yeah,
you can't and also you can't even you should take for you don't know why they're overweight. It could be because it could yeah, sure, it could be because they don't have a good diet, they don't exercise, they just don't care for themselves, but it could also be maybe a medical reason. There's also people who don't lose weight easily. Like people who do diet, who do exercise and it's still very hard for them to lose the weight.
definitely.
So doing that is not that's I don't know what goes through that man's head, but not smart things apparently. Because that's just a big no-no. And like why would you can encourage somebody to like healthily lose weight without making them feel like shit about themselves.
I think as long as they bring up losing the weight themselves, like first,
Yeah.
and you don't bring it up for them, because I think
Yeah, no.
if you go up to an overweight person and say,
That's
"Hey,
fucked.
you ever thought of like losing weight or something?" Or, "Hey, do you want to go to the gym with me to
Going to
lose
the
weight?"
gym every once in a
That's
while or
like
something.
that's messed
Okay,
up.
well,
But
like you could also be like, "Hey, man, you want to go to the gym with me?" and not make it be like a negative thing, you know?
yeah, but I
That's
think
a way to do it. But if you go up to them and like mention like their weight and be like, "Oh,
Of
you want me
course.
to help you lose weight?" That's gross.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
bro, you need to lose a couple.
I think it's
pounds.
safer as long as they
That's-
bring it up first and like they're like, I need to lose weight or something, and you're like, oh, you can go to the gym with
Yeah,
me or
yeah.
something like
No,
that.
that's totally okay. But it's also like I feel like why the fuck do you care if they're overweight, bro? Like why do you
Yeah,
Yeah.
care?
seriously, like
Like
how is
Some
it
people are
affecting
okay
who
with
you?
it. Some
who
people,
cares?
Like, how
some
is it
people are okay
affecting
with
you
being
that
overweight.
that person's overweight?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like why do you care that much? Like okay, they're overweight. You're like you're not. So why does that matter to you?
We're all making observations here.
Exactly, bro. Like keep walking. No one cares.
Seriously.
And it's like if you do care, then that's an issue.
Then you're
Because like
like
I feel
you're in
like
other
if
people's
you
business too much, really, at that point.
no, yeah, like you shouldn't be trying to make someone who doesn't want to lose weight lose weight. The only time that a person should like lose weight and like try and diet, maybe even gain weight, like whatever they want, their body goals, they should do it for themselves, not because somebody else is pressuring them to do it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like they're doing it to reach their body goals. What if it's for these unhealthy like standards?
Well,
So they're like,
um that's like a question of like who you are as a person. That's something that we can't control.
Yeah.
sure.
That's on
That's
them.
I think
yeah,
that that goes down to the same thing. Like, why should we
that's a
care? I
mental health
guess.
thing. Like if they feel the need to lose weight to make another person happy or lose weight for a negative reason, then that might be like a psychological issue.
Yeah.
But then it's also like insecurity is normal. Like it shouldn't be, but it is. Like it's you're not you don't have like a like let's just say you don't have an eating disorder if you say, "Well, I want to go on a diet," you know?
Yeah.
And you don't have like a mental disorder like if you do like you can like, tie this in with mental disorders. Like some people like self-diagnose themselves like because they have a few symptoms of a medical disorder. Just because you have a few symptoms of those medical disorders does not mean you have that disorder.
Definitely.
Like if you have a low like body image of yourself but you don't do anything in action to that, then you technically don't have an eating disorder because you're not restricting yourself or you're not binging, depending on the eating disorder we're talking about. Is
What do,
that it on eating disorders or whatever we were talking about?
what
Fat,
do you
like
guys think
fat
of?
phobia people?
I guess we can keep on like the rejecting thing that I brought up about weight. Well, this isn't about weight. What do you guys think of people not like wanting to be with somebody just because of their like astrology sign?
That's
That's
stupid.
all bullshit.
That's completely
all-
different,
that's all
Caleb.
That's
bullshit.
so dumb.
Yeah,
That's
that is
like
It's all
dumb.
bullshit. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
don't care
no.
what
like
you guys believe in. I think it's all bullshit.
okay, well, I don't think it's bullshit necessarily, like, cause like I'm religious stuff, but that's like
Mhm.
that's something I don't want to pull into this, you know, cause that's
Mhm.
like my own religious beliefs.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
Not every single person is gonna be 100% accurate to their fucking star
Yeah,
sign.
seriously.
Like,
Yeah.
my god, it's like, oh my god, ew, you're a Leo? No, like, who says that? Like,
Yeah.
what?
A lot of people.
A
And
lot.
Like
Yeah, you'd be
that's
family, yeah.
surprised.
stupid. Like, sure, I'll be like, ew, he's a Cancer, like as like a joke, but not like a dead serious. Like, I'm
Not
not
the
gonna date you
cancer.
because you're a Cancer. That's like so weird. Like, oh, I'm sorry, bro. Our star signs aren't compatible, so I can't be with you.
Technically, we're not
Imagine
supposed to be
somebody
friends.
like proposed to their like future wife, and she found out he was like a Cancer or something. She was like, "Actually, this marriage isn't gonna work. You're a Capricorn or whatever the fuck." just rejects the marriage off
That's
of a
so
fucking astrology.
awful. That's stupid. People who do that are dumb. I'm
My
sorry.
thing is like, how are you that deep into a relationship and you just figured out
And
their
you, yeah, and
signs?
you didn't even know what star
Like what?
sign they
Yeah, like
were.
if they
You could
if they
tell
cared
just by
that
the
much
birthday.
about
No, and yeah, if they're like that interested in star signs that they need to go out of their way to end a fucking marriage because of it, then they should have known. If they knew their birthday, then they should have known what star sign they were.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like for me, like I can hear someone's star sign and almost immediately know what their, like I just hear their birthday and almost immediately know what their star sign is. Like
Yeah.
What the
it's not
fuck?
that
Me too.
hard. It's not that hard.
Are
There's
you
only
serious?
yeah,
What
like
the heck?
there's like cuz like I'm interested in it.
April
So I
1st.
like April, is that whose birthday is that?
Nobody's. That's just a random date.
Aries.
No, that's
Shut
before.
No.
Isn't that
up, Jacob.
before Aries?
No.
No,
April 1st.
April is Aries.
No,
I know
he's
for a
right.
fact.
Yeah, no,
Not all
yeah.
of
Who are
April
you,
though.
bro?
Not
Jacob's
all
in
of
Aries
April
because he
though.
was born on the
No,
3rd.
yeah,
April.
April 1st is an Aries. Is Aries, yeah.
The,
Yeah.
yeah, it's the ending of April.
Yeah,
That's
no,
not.
no. Yeah, the ending of April is not Aries. There's like
Yeah, I
only
know.
the beginning. Wait, give me any date and I can tell you the zodiac sign.
September 11th.
August 3rd.
Okay, September. You said 11th.
August 3rd is Leo.
September 11th, yeah.
September 11th is Virgo.
August 3rd is Leo.
Bro, what
Yeah.
the fuck? I'm lost.
March 12th.
Yeah, March
Dude, I don't
12th.
even remember my star.
Gemini.
shit.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
No,
Pisces.
Taurus.
No.
It's a
No.
Taurus.
No, it's
Pisces.
not.
My
Pisces.
mom
It's a
is born on
Pisces.
that day.
I was born on that day.
No. Did you say March 12th?
Yes.
That's my
Yes.
mom's birthday.
That's
Hold
my
on.
birthday.
It's
Hold
Pisces.
on. That's Pisces.
Bro, there's no way.
Yes, it is. It's
Yes.
Pisces. I'm
There's
100%
no way.
Just check
positive.
Snapchat. Is that
Yeah,
you?
honestly, just check. Well, I don't have them added, but
Bailey, I forget what Bailey is. Isn't he?
I don't even know what I am.
Aren't you a Scorpio?
Bailey's
I was
a
I was
loser.
thinking of May.
aren't you
Bailey's
like
a Scorpio.
a Scorpio
I
and
knew
like
it.
a
I knew he
Libra
was a
mixed, right?
Scorpio.
Yeah, he's a Scorpio.
I knew he was a Scorpio. That's what I just said. I said, "Aren't you a Scorpio?"
Bailey is a Scorpio.
My head
Yes,
hurts.
he
Hey guys, I
literally
think Bailey's
said.
a Scorpio.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Pisces, Caleb.
What's
Let's see
your
what
birthday?
Kinsey is. Kinsey is a Taurus. Yeah.
Gabby's Cancer.
Gabby's
Ari's a
Cancer.
Libra.
Gabby's a Cancer.
What do you guys think of jokes about like diseases like that? Like jokes about cancer
Oh,
and stuff
shit.
like that?
No.
That's not cool.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's not cool.
That's
That's not
another
right.
thing they can't help.
Yeah, they can't help that.
Yeah.
What about jokes about drug addicts? Because they can help that. It's like
Oh, dude, I
you know
jerked the shit out of a drug
they
addict.
didn't have to get addicted to the drugs, you know.
Yeah.
But at the
Well, I
same
mean,
time,
some
that's like
people are forced into
that's
it.
also like
Yeah.
another disorder
Yeah,
type thing.
some
Addiction is a
people-
disorder too. So
Exactly. So like you technically can't control it, and it also depends on the situation you're in.
Yeah.
Well, it's not their fault.
like if some guy wanted to shoot up heroin and then he got addicted to it, would that be okay to joke him because he's the idiot that decided to do heroin and get addicted to it?
No, it's still not okay because I feel like you have to think of like a majority. Like I feel like if it's like if you wouldn't say it to one person, then don't say it to another person.
Yeah.
Well,
You know?
I call my
That's
mom
just
mom, but
personal.
I'm not gonna go out here and call.
Okay, yeah, but that's uncomparable. Those are uncomparable situations. Like making fun of someone's drug addiction and calling somebody mom. Uncomparable, so it's
So
invalid.
it's not okay because you'd only say it to a certain amount of people, not to everybody.
It's like how do I explain this? So like if you like from your logic, you're saying if that person did it on purpose, or like did it knowing,
Yes.
like they shot up heroin, then it's their fault. So then I can make fun of them. But oh, this person was in a different situation, so I shouldn't say that to them because it's not their fault. But like, it's just if you wouldn't say it to that one person, then why would you say it to the other person? Like,
Sure.
just don't do
So,
it.
with the logic, if you wouldn't say it to that one person, then why would you say it to the other person? Let's say, sorry, Jacob, but if I were Jacob and I just didn't care,
Jacob
and
doesn't
I would say it to everybody,
Say what to everybody?
then would that make it okay because I would say it to
No.
that one person and to the other person?
We're talking
No,
about the N word or what's going on?
no,
No.
we're not talking inward.
Oh, I
No,
was
but like
what the
Jacob, but
heck?
like that's like also like he doesn't care, so we can't
Sure.
control that. I'm just saying that's what I think. Like it's just at the end of the day, it's just my opinion. And like if Jacob doesn't care, then what can I do? Nothing.
True, because you can't like, I don't know. It's hard to make somebody care about a certain thing they don't care about.
Exactly. Like if they don't like I can try, but ultimately if they aren't open to change, and if they aren't a bigger person and they can't analyze and identify what they're doing is a problem, then there's nothing I can do. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like for
Definitely.
example with Jacob.
It got quiet.
Huh? What's
Trying
going
to
on?
think.
I said
Yeah,
with
I'm
like
trying
I
to-
said
Hold on, Bailey, shut up.
I said, for
the
example, with like Jacob, like he says he doesn't care about the N word. Like we moved on from that topic. Like, there's nothing that I can do that will make him change his mind about saying the N word.
Yeah.
There's nothing I haven't already said. But like then we
Mhm.
could take Bailey for example. Like he used to say the R word, but then while we were in a relationship, I explained to him why it wasn't okay, and then at least he stopped saying it in front of me. I don't know what he does with his friends. I don't know what he does
Yes,
with you
yes, he
guys.
does.
Jacob.
Y'all.
Okay, Jacob. Really? You gonna snitch on him like that?
That's not-
Wow.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Bruh.
Good to know. Actually, good to know.
Dang, Jake.
Wow.
Good to
Yep.
know. So
Jacob,
while me and
Jacob,
Billy were
we
dating,
need
he
to do
would
some
say it in front of
training,
you
bro.
guys.
We need to do some
Okay.
training, Jacob.
He would say it in front of you guys even while we were dating.
Oh no,
He wasn't
I mean
even
now.
holding it back.
Like
Would he
Bailey
now,
say
I
Bailey
Bailey?
doesn't really say that too much, like
He really doesn't.
in general.
Around me, he says it
Around
so
me
bad.
enough
and
Dude,
times.
wait, so Bailey, you're saying that while me and you were dating, you still said the R word?
no. I said
Well,
now I do.
to be
No,
Before,
yeah,
fair,
now.
I don't think me
Wait,
and
when were
Jacob
y'all dating?
really knew the exact dates that you guys were dating.
Oh yeah, that's true.
uh,
I don't even remember when we broke up. I think we got together on February 28th. I think.
Oh my god.
I
Fuck.
That's
the
like
Oh,
my
only
I should
greatest
not
fear.
say that.
Hey,
That's like
listen,
my
guys.
greatest fear.
The only reason that I know that is because Gabby's anniversary with Bryant is on the 28th. So I knew it was the 28th because she would talk about it all the time.
Y'all have
I would talk about
anniversaries
it all
as
the time. I think
boyfriends?
we're getting ahead
Well,
of ourselves.
I don't, but like no, but she would just tell me that me and Bailey, like her and Bryant and me and Bailey had the same anniversary day.
But that feels weird. I don't know. That's just like
Why?
I don't know. That's just I feel that's weird to me.
You wouldn't celebrate a 1 year anniversary?
If it was marriage, yes. If it was just getting together, like girlfriend, boyfriend, no, I would not.
My granddad. It's
Why
either
not?
my granddad's birthday
Why
and my
not?
grandma's birthday is on the same day as her
it's
anniversary.
not that serious, really. I mean,
I
it
feel
is serious.
I
Don't
feel
get me
like
wrong,
an
it's serious. I'm just
anniversary,
saying.
like a 1 year anniversary, is a big
Yeah, I
deal.
feel like that's a milestone.
Yeah, that's like, oh my god, we've been together for like a year. Like you maybe go out for dinner. It's not like a huge thing. Like
Yeah,
like
it's not
like
like something you
party,
go
but
crazy about.
like maybe like go on a date or something. Like, oh my god, like I love you. Let's go to dinner or
Yeah.
something. You
What do
know?
you guys think of the people who do it like once
That's weird.
every month?
That's weird. That's weird. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
If
That's
you go out to
it's
dinner
kind of
like
obsessive.
every single month, then
That's a lot
over
of
your
money racking
anniversary,
up,
that's
bro. That's
No,
a
but
but
that's
lot of
just
money.
weird.
That's
like, oh
yeah,
my
that's a
god,
lot of
let me
money.
Lot
get
of
you a
money.
present for our 1 week anniversary. Like, who does that?
Bro, if I had to buy a present
Like,
for
why are you surprised
every
that we
week,
made it for a week?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like a year is a different story, but like it's no.
Bailey, what are you selling, bro?
You're seriously playing Minecraft?
Obviously,
You're
I
dumb.
can talk while we're playing, and I'm
I've been
taking it
talking.
serious. Yeah,
So, what are other
Anyway,
topics?
yeah. What's next?
a
What
lot.
were we even talking about? Oh, we were talking about anniversaries.
We're talking about anniversaries, about some crap. Oh yeah, okay. How about this? How many years do y'all think y'all should be people should be dating before they get married and commit?
I think that's a
Oh, that's
personal
not.
thing.
That's up
I
to
think it
them.
depends on
Yeah,
the
that's
connection
not.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's up to
that depends
opposite
on
people.
Yeah,
them.
I know, but I'm just asking y'all. What personally do y'all think?
I don't know. It depends
Maybe a
on the
couple years.
person.
I
Like
mean,
I'd have to date someone for at least a year to get
yeah,
married.
at least. I would
Um,
say a couple years.
Yeah, like
I've seen
maybe
some
like
stories
2 or 3.
where it was like
Because
this
I want to
military
like.
guy and he was about to deploy, so he like married his wife before he deployed, and they were only going out for like a few months.
It just depends on your
That's
situation. That's just a personal though.
yeah, I
Like,
know.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
personally.
asking.
Yeah, but like that's like I don't feel like that's something we can really debate about because it's like that's a personal for everybody. Like I feel
Yeah,
like
I
everyone
know.
has their own opinion, and like it's like it would be different with like me and Bailey, and then like me and my current boyfriend. Difference, you know? Like it's never. I feel like it wouldn't really ever be the same.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you guys have any celebrities that you like obsess over and you're
Yes.
obsessed with their
Yeah.
life?
Yes.
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 So,
Yes.
why do you care so much about that person's life?
Because they're hot.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of
That's
valid.
it.
Okay,
That's kind of what?
so that's kind of valid.
They're
Yeah.
hot. That's all. Like
Yeah.
I don't know them personally, so that I just because I think they're hot.
There's people out here who like freak out and like I don't know, like maybe cry when like celebrities break up and stuff like that.
Okay,
But,
that's
No, bro,
too
I
much.
don't. I
That's
don't
too
care about
much.
that. I don't
Is-
care about that. Like that's your life. I don't care.
honestly,
Just I wouldn't cry over
Like
that.
low key, if Jungkook from BTS got a girlfriend, I might shed a tear. But
Who is
other than
that?
that,
You're
no,
done.
I'm just kidding.
You're done.
I'm just kidding.
John Cook.
Jungkook, yeah, he's a K-pop
Oh,
He's
artist.
a rapper.
Yeah, and
he's
BTS.
a rapper.
He's not a rapper. He's
Oh
a
yeah,
singer.
he had a feature on Famous Dex's song, right?
He's on. No.
He's like I don't know. I don't really listen to a lot of K-pop, but I like him. I literally have a picture of him right there in my room.
What
What
the
the
freak?
It's because I went to a concert and my grandma bought me a poster. It's on my wall.
The first concert I ever went to was on my birthday.
That's crazy.
Same. Well, it wasn't on my birthday, but it was for my birthday.
It was
And
for
we
like
went
my
to
favorite band.
the tickets were like $1,000.
What was your concert?
I went to BTS.
Oh,
They're like, yeah, we got front row seats. Like basically, we were like literally like 5 rows back.
Did you slap his asshole?
I saw him. Like I could like reach out and almost touch him. Like he was only a
Did you
few
touch his
feet
pecker?
away from me. I want to touch his pecs. Believe me.
what
You're
the freak?
done.
Pecker,
Well,
not
What the
pecs.
freak?
Wait, oh, you said pecker? Oh, I mean that too, but
Ooh, what do you guys think of that? I
Next.
think I'm gonna have to use a substitution word, but sending solicited.
Next topic. That's
Pictures.
TOS. Next topic. Let's do it.
Oh,
Let's do it.
yeah. I think there's a couple people in here that had an issue with that, so
yeah.
I might not want to talk about that
Oh,
right
yeah.
now.
I mean, on
No,
that
but on a
topic,
real
I
note,
don't really
that's
care.
Actually, TOS.
You do
You don't
you.
get worried if it
You do
gets
you.
leaked or anything.
Not really. I
I'll
care.
send you.
less.
Do it. Come on.
Bailey, you wouldn't be embarrassed.
Oh, Bailey.
Mm.
You would
Bailey,
be-
Bailey would not. Bailey wouldn't
Bailey-
send those.
Bailey,
What do you mean?
Bailey.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you
Bailey's-
mean?
Bailey,
Bailey would
would
never.
never send those.
you
Bailey
would
would
be like,
never
hey,
send those.
you-
Try
Bailey,
me, and I'll send it to you right now. No.
Bailey, you wouldn't be like,
Oh.
hey, before you leak this, can you like expand a little bit? Maybe like stretch the photo. You wouldn't.
You're fucking. Okay.
I don't know. I could
I'm
just
saying this is
care
stupid,
less.
but
Like you do you.
Can I ask
Like,
you
I
guys a
don't care.
question? Bailey and Angel.
Oh,
How did you guys?
Oh.
When you guys,
Oh.
no, when you got no,
Not
no,
on stream, not on
no, no, no,
stream.
no, when you guys were dating, how did you guys like
gonna kill
just
myself.
connect
No.
on like a personal level, just over the internet? How did you guys like ever get close to each other?
Next question.
Talking a lot.
That is a real question, though.
No, I'll answer it. I don't
Yeah.
care. That's not really
Answer it.
personal. Like, I don't know. I feel like I don't know how he feels about it, but like we talked a lot. It was just a lot of mental connection. You know, like we learned a lot about each other. I think that's what I would say.
What do you think made it start to go down?
Okay,
It was Angela's fault.
Other than
it-
that,
next
nothing,
topic.
Nothing other than that. If that didn't happen, me and him might be together right now. That's the only reason why we broke up is because of that.
really?
No, we weren't like we didn't really argue at all. Like we didn't get in any arguments that I can really remember. Maybe like little ones.
What do you
Yeah,
think
Bailey, did
most
we argue?
arguments for couples start off of though? Usually
Bailey,
like
did we?
coming home
Hold
late
on,
and
hold
stuff like that,
hold
but
on,
it's
hold
not
on.
like
Bailey, did we ever argue about anything?
you didn't answer my Discord call.
No.
No, we didn't really argue. I don't know. Like if we fought over anything, it would probably just be like our
Dumb
different.
shit.
If we had different like opinions on things. I feel like, but we never really argued.
Do you guys think it's weird for like couples, like dating or married couples, to have like complete opposite political opinions?
No.
No.
I think at that point, at really any point, friendship, like relationship, family, anything, especially family, you just put all the political stuff aside.
I feel like it just really depends on the kind of person they are at their core.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like I wouldn't date someone if they said the N-word all the time. That was white.
Yeah.
But that's just me. You know, like I have my own what is it? Boundaries, I guess you could say. Like things that if you do this, I won't date you, you know?
Yeah.
Or like if you do this, I won't be your friend. But like political stuff is like you have your opinion, I have mine, you know? Like it's like we can talk about it if you want, we can like debate about it, whatever, but like I don't think that that should be
The
the determining
relationship right there.
factor. Yeah, the determining factor of our relationship. Like personally, I don't really support Trump, but if like hypothetically me and Bailey were still dating, he supported Trump, I wouldn't break up with him over that. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
That's not like reasonable. Like who the fuck cares?
What do you guys think of gun laws?
I think
Oh,
that I
yes.
think
Good question.
I don't think that I think that guns should we have a right. That's in the
Yeah.
Constitution. We should be
Yes.
allowed to have guns, but I feel like it should be more
Monitored.
yeah, more
Secure and
secured and more
monitored.
monitored. Like
There
maybe
should
you
be
have to get like
psychology tests.
yeah, you have to be like evaluated to get a gun. I feel like we shouldn't have like huge automated weapons, you know? Like it just really
At
depends.
the age of 18 too.
Yeah, I feel like there should. I feel like I don't know about the age of 18 because you. I feel like you shouldn't be able to own a gun until you're maybe like 21 or 25 because your brain is not fully developed until you're 25 years old.
If you aren't
So
eligible to drink alcohol, I don't
then
think
you
you should
shouldn't
own a
be able
gun.
to have a gun.
Well, if anything, it's safer because then if you can't really legally drink alcohol when you own a gun, then it's less likely that you're gonna get drunk while you're owning your gun.
Yeah, but then
Well,
it's also a question of maturity and what that person would be able to do. Like the reason why you can't have alcohol until you're 21 is because of maturity.
That's,
And isn't it doesn't it have something to do with like brain development as well?
probably.
I would think so, right?
Yeah.
Like your brain development and the development of your body because it affects you negatively. But like also like if we use that logic, then you are not fully developed mentally to be able to make decisions with an automated weapon,
that's true.
automatic weapon.
Like if you can't decide whether to drink or not, you shouldn't decide whether like
Yeah,
you have
it's
the right
whether
to
to
shoot
shoot
this
this person
person
or
or
not.
not. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if that's a logic we're going by, then if I can't make the decision to take a shot of whiskey, then I shouldn't be able to make the decision to pull the trigger on somebody. You know?
For
Like
sure.
I just like you just mentally can't capacitate that as someone of that age. You know?
What do you think of people who want to take away our guns? Like get rid of all guns?
Oh no, no.
I
Well,
feel like they don't really see it from the perspective of like this is our rights as humans. This is our right as Americans to own guns. But I agree with them in the fact that it's like I feel like the people who are getting guns shouldn't be getting them. You know?
Yeah.
Like because it's like how does a 16-year-old get an automated rifle and walk into a school and shoot it up? Like how? And like that can also be like parenting. Like why aren't you locking your guns from your
yeah,
kid?
lock your
But
stuff up.
what
Like why don't you
if he
have your
didn't
shit locked up?
if he didn't get it from a parent though, and he got it illegally? When we get rid of all guns, he's still gonna be able to get his guns illegally.
Well I don't think that we should be able to get rid of all guns.
Yeah,
I
neither
I
do
don't
I.
I don't
Neither
agree
do I.
with that.
100% I agree.
I don't agree with that. So
Well,
I feel like guns should be regulated.
100%.
Like it's harder to get a driver's license than it is to shoot a gun.
Then it yeah, exactly. Like I feel like you
yeah.
should I feel like there should be like some sort of maybe like training you need to have and maybe like situational training. I don't know if that far, but maybe like learn how to shoot a gun before you get
Gun
one.
safety.
Gun safety, how to like cuz like it if it takes I used to hunt, right? Like hunt deer and stuff. Like if it takes me a week to get a hunter's license and go through like a hunter's ed course whatever and then take the test, why could I if I turn 18, why can I just go buy one?
Why did he leave?
Oh, Haley died.
Maybe his parents woke up.
Yeah. But like do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
100%, yeah.
It should definitely there should be a process, a mental of like a psychological evaluation on whether or not you as a person should mentally be able to have a gun or not.
Mm-hmm.
And like I feel like if there's no way that we can fully eliminate like people dying of guns and getting
Yeah.
shot and like situations where a person who shouldn't have a gun has one. there's no way we can eliminate that fully at all.
Oh, his Wi-Fi died.
Little loser.
Yeah, but like there's even if we get rid of guns fully, people will still get them.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, that's like
That's
That's
anything.
you're
common
not going to
sense.
stop people.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can't stop
I
anyone
mean,
Like just
by making them
because.
illegal. Like say just because weed is illegal doesn't mean
Yeah, I was
my
about to say
neighbor
that.
doesn't smoke
well,
it.
I'm about to be off topic, but this is going to make sense. Like abortions, like they might stop safe
Exactly.
abortions, but abortions are still going to happen.
Like
Exactly.
people
Like
still
it's
got
like
hangers in their closet, bro.
Yeah.
no, that's what I'm saying like people who are pro like guns and stuff and like people who are pro choice, it's like pro choice people are like, well, if abortions are get like banned, then they're still gonna happen. And like people who are like pro guns are like, well, if guns get taken off the street, then people are still gonna get them. Like, why is that? Like, because like if a pro say okay, sorry, I'm trying to like understand how to make this so it makes sense on what I'm like trying to say. So say like someone who is like pro gun laws, right? Pro gun laws, but pro life. And they say, oh well, if guns get banned, then they're still just gonna
What was
happen, but
that?
illegally. Then
Uh,
what? But like, if we get rid of abortions,
Thanksgiving.
they're still gonna happen, just not safely. So it's like that logic is, uh, what is wrong with you?
I
What
think
are you talking
it's
about?
both basic rights.
Exactly. No, exactly. Like, as a woman, as a 16-year-old woman, if I cannot make the decision to adopt and raise a child, then I should not be able to be forced into giving birth to one. If I cannot go out and adopt a kid at my age and care for one, then why should I birth one?
That's true. I didn't
Hmm.
even
If
think.
I
I've never thought of that.
especially if I don't want to.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then they say it's a blessing.
And like yeah, like are you
It
fucking
still
joking? And
confuses
it's
me
like
how people say
and
it's
then
the worst pain ever, and then they go on and try to force people to have the baby.
exactly. And then
Yeah.
also it's like oh shit, I just lost what I was going to say. Hold on. What were we just talking about?
Abortion's
And
blessing.
rights and gun
Someone
rights and
saying it's a blessing.
Said,
gun rights,
I lost
human
it.
rights.
I lost it.
So, what do you think are like extra precautions we can take?
Hold
This
on. I'm sorry. I'm really trying to think about what. I'm sorry. I'm really trying to think about what I had to say because it's so good. Yeah, just never mind.
yeah.
I lost it.
So, extra precaution. What do you think are extra precautions we can take to help stop um,
Stop what?
educational interruptions with firearms?
Um, that's difficult because like you could also like that could be like like a personal thing as well. Like as a parent, like locking your guns, not letting, making sure your kids are mentally stable and healthy.
Do you think kids
And
should learn how to use a gun at a young age?
no, well, it
It
depends.
depends.
It really depends. I don't know. That's because I know how to use a gun. Like
Yeah.
it, and you also like technically you don't have to be taught how to use a gun and know how to use a gun,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Also,
You know.
monitoring, like better monitoring on school
Oh
devices
yeah,
and
like
personal,
maybe like.
because a lot of school
Mhm.
shootings, they talk about it with their friends. A lot of them.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
More
Yeah.
monitoring and shit.
Because apparently my cousin, my little cousin that's sleeping downstairs, he was from Uvalde, and he was at the school, right? So we have like
Really?
yeah, really. So we have like I'm keeping up with a lot of news down there, and apparently
Mhm.
the guy who did it, apparently like he was talking to somebody else about going to a different school. They were gonna do it at the same time, but like she chickened out or something. It was supposed to be his sister, I'm pretty sure.
Mhm.
Thank goodness, right?
Seriously.
Poor children.
Yeah, they didn't deserve that.
What do you think of people like talking about arming teachers?
No.
Mm,
Thinking about what? Oh,
Arming
I feel like
teachers.
there should I not arm definitely not arming teachers because I feel like a lot of teachers are really prejudiced
Hmm.
and stuff, but like that's also in everything. Everyone is prejudiced. And like almost everyone is prejudiced in a sense.
Give
Like
you
there's
more security.
like yeah, I feel like maybe like trained
Yeah. Trained.
trained people, like officer security people who know what they're doing. And like also we should talk about what's it called, like defund the police and shit. Like what do you guys think about that?
I think
Personally, I don't think so.
if we defund the police, they're not gonna want to work as much.
I feel like we should be funding them.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
Because
Fund
I
them
feel like
for better
Take more
training and things like that.
yes, I feel like
okay.
we should be. I feel like it should be harder to become a cop.
Definitely.
Because like there
Yeah.
are cops who have stuff on their background that shouldn't. Like I feel like you should have to have a clean background. You should have to be like psychologically evaluated.
There should be
There
like
should be
More
monthly like
training.
checks. Yeah,
yes, yes, yeah,
like
monthly checks,
trainings
monthly like quarterly check-ins. Like you need to like make sure these people are like mentally stable.
and like
They're not bad people. Like.
not just training when you sign up, like training throughout your
No,
whole
yeah, like
career.
Isn't
training.
it like only 4 months or something?
Yes, it's something
Yeah,
crazy like that, and
that's actually crazy.
you need to have extensive situational training that needs to continue throughout your career.
And like to become a doctor, you have to go to school for years. But to
Yeah,
be police, it's only 4 months.
exactly, and
Like
that's not
that's crazy.
okay.
You think that they should make it so we have to go to college to become police?
Not necessarily, but I maybe like a college specifically for police,
Yeah,
like
Just
I mean
specialized,
like
like
a
a
police
specialized.
academy.
Yeah, but like
Pretty
more
sure
than
that's a
four
thing.
for
months.
months, like maybe like even like a year or like
I think a year would, I mean,
a
you're
year would
putting your
suffice.
life at
2 years.
risk.
I think extend it and then make it so instead of just one training, there's multiple trainings. Like
Yeah.
once every half a year, there's a training or something. Maybe more than that.
I feel like you should like they should like prolong it, make it a little longer, cause like, oh, what am I trying to say?
4 months isn't enough.
Yeah, 4 months that's not enough.
100%.
And like background checks also, like I already said this,
Yeah.
but like, my God, like the amount of like people who get in that have negative things on their background checks is crazy to me. Crazy to me.
100%.
I honestly didn't realize. Thing.
Yeah, there are a lot of police officers that were not extensively checked, like their backgrounds, and they have like bad things on their backgrounds that they've done, and they're still allowed to be a part of the police force, which is unacceptable.
I think if
Our
like
police
speeding tickets and stuff
officers,
are on the records, I
that's
think
okay.
that's fine.
I feel like that's a little different. It's like it's a like major things. Like there should be like a line, you know,
hmm
and like maybe even like with like DUIs and like stuff like that and like speeding tickets, there should be like a cutoff. Like if you get this many, then you shouldn't be allowed to be a cop because you're clearly unsafe.
I think if you
You
get
know?
DUIs, then you shouldn't be allowed to be a cop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
DUIs. I meant
That
speeding
just shows that
tickets.
you're unresponsible.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I meant speeding tickets.
I mean, if you aren't doing like what you're practicing, that's an issue.
Exactly. Then it's not okay.
If you're not following the law and you're like
Trying
a
to
police
enforce it.
officer, that's just common sense. Like,
Yeah,
what?
exactly. Then why are you? Now why are you a police officer if you don't follow the law?
Um,
He ditched on us.
Why is he going to sleep now?
Yeah.
Dang.
How was
What
he
a
texting then?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't have like LTE.
Hmm. You have fun.
Real. Oh, he's listening.
Oh, he is listening.
Bailey Whaley, raise your hand.
Come on.
Come on, Bailey Whaley.
Come on.
I
Beat
must,
up.
Little
Army
I must,
Pro.
little Bailey Whaley.
I must speak to you.
Come on, Arctic.
Arctic was taken.
Arctic.
Join fam.
Arctic TM. What's up, Arctic? Beat up.
Your trademark.
Army
Your
Pro.
trademark.
Hey.
Hello.
Army Pro 047.
Oh.
Let's go, baby.
Army Pro. Wait, who was here when he was Army Pro?
I think me and Jacob both were
Everybody but Angel.
on PlayStation.
What?
I remember being like in Bailey's room, and he was like on his PlayStation. Dude,
The camo
remember when you
PlayStation.
would play zombies, like IRL, Bailey, with your Nerf guns?
So much fun.
Who
Have you
didn't
guys
used
ever
to do
played?
that?
I only aim for the head. I shot Gavin in the eye at least twice.
Oh, if
Wait,
only
wait,
we
wait,
turned all
guys,
the
guys,
lights
guys.
off.
Do you guys hold on. Do you guys have you
No
guys ever
habla.
played
Hmm?
Manhunt?
Huh?
Yes.
tag?
Have you guys ever played Manhunt?
Yes, yeah.
Tag?
Bro, guys, bro, wait, do you guys all live in
We all
Vienna?
live
Yeah.
by each other.
Bro, I need to come down there and we should all play some Manhunt for real. That shit would be so fun.
At night.
Of course at night. It's not fun in the
Outside.
daytime.
If it's in the
Outside at
daytime, it's just
night.
called tag.
Exactly, outside at night, and we should have like Nerf guns and shit.
Definitely not in Bailey's backyard because he's like right by a bunch of trees, and
And
I'm
it's
not,
open,
I'm
so.
not doing that. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Plus, I think he lives
Okay, but you realize
furthest
there's a
away.
house right behind us, right?
I
Oh,
know,
we
but
know,
like,
like,
imagine the bugs.
guys, listen, like,
It'd be
I have
better to
played
play in a
Manhunt
neighborhood.
with like, I've played Manhunt with like 50 people in an entire neighborhood. Like, it's been like, we have to get like a lot of people though. This isn't enough. 5 people is not enough for an entire
There's people
neighborhood.
that live by us.
Gavin has a
that we
computer,
know.
right?
Now he does, but he
we
wants
should
me to
bring
come
him on
put
the
it
next
together for him.
Gavin?
week. And we should bring him
Yeah,
on the
he
next
wants
one.
me to come
My
put
cousin
together his
Gavin? Our cousin
computer.
Gavin?
Okay, but guys,
Yes.
low key though, who would be like the hunters? Like, how many people?
Me and
Depends-
Angel were paired up, no
Well,
matter
depending
what.
on how many people start up.
Yeah, it depends on how many people. Because we need it needs you can't just have one. That's
What? Angel?
I'm not gonna lie,
What?
I disconnected her. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to turn her up.
How?
I was trying to turn her up. I was trying to turn her up.
Is she gonna go
fuck you
join
guys.
Oh, he
Bailey
disconnected me trying to
Trying to
turn you up.
I was trying to turn you up, my bad.
Wow, of course it was Bailey.
Dude.
Oh my god, of course it was Bailey.
I sense tension here. Do you guys have like a pass together or something?
No, I have
you're
never
the-
met this man in my whole life.
Really?
What?
That's interesting.
I know nothing about Bailey. What do you mean? When have I ever talked to this guy other than in this call? Ew. Okay, that's
What the
enough.
heck?
Don't ever do that shit again.
Please, Bailey.
That's enough. Oh my god, Bailey, do you want to see the birthday present I got for
You guys
Gabby?
ever just be
And
Never
here
mind.
we go. And Gabby can't even see it.
No, Gabby is not allowed to see it until she comes
I
here.
seen 2 of them already.
Bailey, your
Okay,
next
yeah,
birthday.
but you're ruining the surprise. No, it's
Bailey,
it's a
since
week.
you always say that you don't want anything for your birthday, your next birthday, I'm just gonna
What
get
is
you one
wrong
of those
with
mouse
Bailey?
pads with the anime boobs on.
No, what is wrong with him? What did you just send, bro?
What?
What the heck?
Oh, why do you have that? What is wrong with you?
That's
What is
creepy.
that?
And
I
here we
find
go.
myself asking Bailey, why does he have that a lot of the time. The
Who is
majority of
that?
the times I talk to
You
him.
know who that is?
He has like random people's faces like in his
Oh,
PC.
so do I. I have like no, I used to. Okay.
What did he
I
just
used
do?
to.
I can invite him. One of you guys has to do it.
There.
He doesn't need to be invited.
It's one of the
Oh yeah, he could
cultists.
just do it.
I'm a big boy, Angel. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You're done.
I think me and you both know differently, but that's alright.
What?
Oh,
Ay.
I think I need to
Wait.
go. I think I
What'd
need to
you
go.
say?
Guys, I didn't mean it like that. What? Get your
What'd
minds
you
out of the
say?
gutter. Get your minds out of the gutter.
Cry.
Be the outro music.
You guys
Hey guys,
stink.
are you still live?
Yeah.
Caleb, okay, let's talk about
You're,
something.
s- you're smelly.
You're smelly,
We're
man.
We're
just talking
talking right
about
now.
police.
We're talking right
Talking
now.
about what?
It doesn't have to be about a certain topic.
I'm probably gonna leave soon.
Wait.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Why are you deafened? Bro, stop messing
This
with
is
people, bro.
unfair.
My bad, bro. It just got really dark in my room. It's scary now.
You're done.
I could ban it.
Bro, what
Alright.
are you doing?
I'm going.
What? Why?
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
It is 5.
In the morning.
Yeah,
That's
and
all.
I have to go to my grandma's